My bad.
No, it's in there. You good? Did we do it?
Yeah, oh man, oh man, oh man, that was going so
Oh,
good.
the whole
Oh
entire
my
time.
god. Oh my
You know
god.
what? Only
Oh my
Vinny would
god.
do that. You know what?
Oh,
That's who
th-
Vinny
this
know
is
is
what?
this
right
is
there.
this is definitely everybody's got to wear it's Vinny's fault
Oh,
shirt.
I will
oh
tell
my
everybody
god.
who's live
It's
right
the
now, who's watching it.
it's
You missed
Hurricane
a great
Nicole, man.
introduction. Sergio knocked it out the park.
I should
Blame
have,
it
you
on
know
the
what? I should have.
hurricane.
We should have noticed because there was no timer on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh god.
that's cool.
That's all
Hey
good.
everybody. Hey everybody. How you doing tonight?
Yeah,
Uh,
you
Good
can
though.
go ahead and
welcome.
explain
Welcome.
yourself to everybody there, Vin.
We just had 7 of our best minutes
In Rideshare
live.
history.
And I 7 of, in the Rideshare Garage, we had the best 7 minutes ever.
Imagine
Except
Michael
for-
Jackson making a hit record and somebody forgetting to hit record. That's what just
So I am
happened.
sorry,
Michael
y'all.
Jackson
I
had a
am
hit
so
record.
sorry.
Sergio knocked it out the park.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Welcome to the Rideshare Garage for the second time tonight. And we're gonna start off. I'm gonna go ahead round the room and yeah, Sergio, I owe you one, bro. When I get to LA, or I'm gonna get you a large
You owe my son
Starbucks.
one because now he's going to wait in the cold another 10 minutes after soccer practice.
Oh my god.
That's what-
It's all
That's
good.
it.
Vinny. No worries.
Jeff, take over. No.
Hey, man,
all right.
for real.
So below me is Kiarra from Georgia, our Uber Eats specialist.
Yeah.
Next to her
Oh, I got
is
caught.
Eddie from Austin, Texas. He is
Again.
the Tesla General. Yeah, again. You know what? I got something for you, Eddie. All right, I got something for you later. Next to him, we got Brandon from Chicago, the best view in the house. Above him, we have Jeff from Phoenix. Mr. Jeff, one job only. Right?
That's
Yes,
it.
that's right. I'm ripping that joke again because it ain't gonna die
Hey,
anytime.
Arizona's gonna make a comeback. Don't worry about it.
soon. He had one job. Anyway.
Hey, Arizona's getting it right.
Me too.
and then in the middle, my newest friend, one of the most honest guys in the rideshare industry as far as data collection, honesty. He's got the experience. Mr. Sergio Avedian, who I just learned is Armenian and not Spanish. So we learn something new every day. Mr. Sergio, you don't have to go through it all, but my brother, one more time.
Absolutely. So again, thanks for having me, Vinny. Hey guys, and Kiarra. I got to talk to you about Uber Eats. I've been doing Uber Eats last 4 or 5 months. Let's compare our numbers at the end.
For sure.
You crushed me, I'm sure. So anyway, I'm Sergio Avedian. I'm the senior contributor at the Rideshare Guy, which is the largest blog, podcast channel, and the serious YouTube channel, amongst other ones. We call ourselves a little bit more of the adult version of the rideshare world, where we try to inform and educate. And I've been a driver on both platforms for 7 years, as well as the consumer, by the way. So I probably ride in Ubers and Lyfts more than anybody on this panel, most likely. But I'm first and foremost, I'm a driver's advocate. So I don't give a rat's ass. If it's positive for the driver, I will call it as it is. And if it's negative, I'll call it the way it is. To me,
Facts.
without drivers, there's no gig economy. Okay. If there's no driver, no,
100%.
you're not eating your burrito, period.
That's right.
You're gonna wait for that a long time. You're gonna get your lazy ass off the couch and go get it yourself. And if I don't take you to LAX, which I'm in LA, by the way, people, you're gonna miss that flight. So without the driver, there is no gig economy. So there you go. That's the introduction. And I'm not liking what I'm seeing last couple of months. So, but again, we do a dog and pony show on our YouTube channel called Show Me the Money Club. We started 6 months ago. Everything is going well. Thank all the viewers for the support. And now I'm here. I feel like I'm in front of the LAPD with all the lights on. And I'm like, okay, what did you do? Did you do that really? I'm like, no, sir, I didn't do anything.
That's funny.
Well, I can promise you, no, there ain't no LAPD here, brother. No
Thank
FBI,
God.
CIA, or any.
No,
Well, you
no.
never know. I mean, do you put anything past Dara and Zimmerman? Zimmer. I don't put
Zimmer?
nothing.
No.
I don't
Dara,
put
the
nothing
Darth
past
Vader? No. Zimmer?
Yeah,
I'm not
Darth
sure.
Vader. Dara Vader.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
but I will say one thing. Every time I go on the Rideshare Guys channel, I love the community. It's a more adult, mature community that wants to make money. They don't care about the fads that are out and things like that. You don't see a lot of hater stuff going on. There's a whole lot of people talking about how to maximize profits in their markets, the things that they're doing. I mean, it's a very educational channel. I like sitting on there. The days that I'm up, I'll go in there and I always catch you guys live. And it's a lot of good information that even other drivers in the comments, they're sharing back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's a really good community on that channel. I like that channel.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to build, right? I mean, and it's been there. I showed up at their YouTube channel 6 months ago. I've been writing for them at least a couple of articles a week for the last 4.5 years.
Yeah.
So, I was on the blog side, and I had this idea that I go, you know what, maybe I'm ready for this YouTube thing, the digital world. And I go, let me float this idea. And then they go, yeah, let's give it a shot. And I'm like, now I'm stuck. And my contract is up in about a week and a half. So
hey, you know what? You're jamming on that.
Bro.
There's a lot of YouTube channels. Yeah, there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that I've watched before, and I've just unsubscribed them because it's a waste of my time. They're there for the entertainment and the BS and just clickbait. It's a waste of my time.
I know.
Wait,
but you know what it is? Yeah, sorry.
By the way, Sergio, my channel was designed to piss people off, and it had the total reverse effect.
Is it? Yeah. Well, you have you got. Look, I'm really on this one. I'm being serious because I don't have too many serious bones in my system. But this one, I'm being serious. The point is negative sells. Okay. There is no ifs and buts about that, and that's in our social fabric these days, right? Because to me, I can sit there and cuss Uber and Lyft like certain people do, and you'll get the subs, and then a month later you're trying to sell them buckle. I'm like, what the?
Right.
How does that work?
It's information you can't use.
Like, I go, bro. Okay. It's like, okay, I get it, but look, we don't try to push anything. We tell it the way it is. I
got buckle.
And then. You make up your own mind. I'm not going to tell you, look, I'm in LA. Right. I don't know what happens in Chicago. I don't know what happens in New York. I don't know what happens in Idaho or Florida or wherever. Everybody is their own king in their own city, right? To me, it's like I can do certain things in LA that's definitely not going to work in Chicago. So, but the basics work, right? I have this saying, and I do talk to a lot of drivers. I have the 3 Ps that I always taught them. The 3 Ps are patience. Don't accept every garbage ping they send you. The second P is position. You got to position yourself, and the third P is planning. You got to have a goddamn plan before you get out there instead of clicking that whack-a-mole button
right
constantly.
there,
I'm like, bro, it doesn't work.
Amen.
Right? So
Amen.
Every city, you know what I mean? So that's it.
Well, everybody here.
It's hard, but it's hard to explain it to all these guys that they're just like, oh, I'm not making any money. I was like, dude, okay, you need to figure it out. I was like, like if you come to my market, I was like, I can show you. But in your market, you have to figure it out. But I'm just giving you some basics, And if you really need to figure it out, you need to go out there. You need to put in the hours so you can find out.
Vinny, I know Vinny's into trading stocks, right? There is basic strategy and there is the shit I know. Okay, so to me, basics work. Basics work in every environment. It doesn't matter what city you're in. Now, it may not work for $40 an hour, but almost a guarantee that. If you are making 18, you're going to make 22 or 21. So that's $3 more. And if you're working 40 hours a week, it's the same 40 hours you're going to be out there. That's $120 a week, $500 a month, $6,000 a year. You did exactly the same thing, but you did it with a little application of strategy as opposed to just willy-nilly get out there and do whatever you're doing. So the 3 Ps work in every city to a certain degree, but then unfortunately we know, I don't call the people names anymore on the channel. I got the Latin word for the A word, which is formica. Trust me.
Formica, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So I say formica. So don't be formica. Don't accept those Kiarra. Don't accept those $2.75 DoorDash Uber Eats orders.
Never.
Oh, Kiarra's not formica. Trust me. You see this girl's channel? She is not formica.
Yeah. No tip. Don't deal with clowns, and then just kind of do your thing. And but rideshare world is changing and always evolving because these companies are changing.
Yeah,
they constantly are changing the algo. They're constantly dicking around with stuff, which is like okay with me because I figured it out in 48 hours. The rest of the people, it takes them 6 months to figure this stuff out.
Facts.
So you come to me, to my channel, I'm going to tell you the way it is. I'm going to tell you, hey man, this is what they're doing. It's up to you to do whatever you want to do, but I think you should maybe.
And I'm gonna tell you, even with me working in corporate America for so long, for a couple of decades, it's like Sergio is the type of person that would come into the company and tell it like it is. He don't give a lot of, you don't sugarcoat nothing. And when we go to those meetings, the executives, the CEOs, they hate sugarcoating. Tell it like it is. Be straight up about it. Yeah. And that's how I am. It's going to hurt people's feelings. It's going to make people mad. Some people might cry and walk out of the meeting, but it's information you need to know. And if you're wasting your time, they're going to say you're wasting your time. Your whole department's wasting our time. They'll tell you right to your face that.
100%. I'm not there to make friends. I have enough friends. Okay. So to me, it's like, I'm trying to improve you. If you can't improve,
right.
You want to improve, it's up to you. You don't want to, it's up to you too. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But, I don't know where the one job joke comes around, by the way, Vinny. I only had one job myself my whole life. So, so I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. There's like a hidden joke here somewhere.
Well, let's put it this way. The one job Jeff had yesterday, he only had the one job on.
The moment voting started yesterday, Arizona had voting machine problems. As soon as the voting started, you walk into a place,
they ran out of machines. And they ran out of paper.
First we ran out of ballots for Republicans. Then we ran out of voting machines.
And for all my friends in Arizona, y'all know who you are. You know I got plenty of friends out there. You know who was in charge of all that voting material that needed to be where it needed to be when it needed to be there and working? The banana head running for governor, your Secretary of State, Katie Hobbs. She's the one that was responsible.
2 years to get it right. And on the day we started voting, everything just crashed. I'm like, how could you do that on the day it's time to vote?
For all my Italian friends out there.
I'm like, come on, Arizona, come on.
Yeah.
One job.
Hold on, I'm actually looking for the news for Arizona.
Yeah. Hey, man. People were saying they walk into a place with 15 machines sitting there and only one worked.
And only one.
So you got all these people that are using one machine.
That's horrible. That's horrible.
Right. I was there. Yeah, I was there early over here, but they were like,
wait a minute. That's almost like getting that ride for Lyft that tells you it's a 45 plus Lux Black XL and you're excited and it's only 2 miles away. And you're running every stoplight and traffic light to get there, and 500 feet by the time you get there,
they cancel.
So and so canceled the ride, and you see a damn Suburban pulling up there when you ride by it.
Happened before, man.
That guy.
Yeah.
That's
so.
Because that's when you pull out your gun to that Suburban, and you're like, "Hey, motherfucker!"
Oh no! You know what?
I would fight over that.
Wait a minute. Brandon, I'm starting to think you have violent tendencies.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like Excel. Come on, man.
He means a water gun.
$150 ride.
Squirt.
But no, we've seen those pictures too. We ain't trying to see all that either.
Oh yeah. No, but see, it's funny because how Sergio talks about the 3 Ps working.
Kiarra got it.
And I always talk about the markets and just doing the best and maximizing your market.
Sergio, I have to tell you about the squirt after we're off the air. Okay. Next time we talk.
Right. You know what? That's the Lyft switcheroo, right? That's the wonderful Lyft switcheroo.
They do that to us all the time.
So I told you guys that what I call these companies, and it's in writing, it's in public, so this is nothing new. If you read anything I wrote, I used to call, but still do. Uber is the evil empire and Lyft is the dysfunctional little sister. No offense, Kiarra. Okay, so
it's true though. But it's true. It's true.
Like a happy family over there, and they're just gonna figure out. Let's push this button. Let's push that button. Let's see how miserable we can make these drivers. I'm like, yeah, come on, bring it on.
But until we find our way out. Then when we find our way out, then.
There's so many things I got to fix these apps, man. These apps are a joke sometimes.
It's a game, bro. It's a game, right? You got to look at it as a video game, okay? So it's like they zig, you zag. You just constantly find the glitches and the algos. You find the stuff and you just keep chewing on it until they close the loophole. But the idiot that closes the loophole in a corner office in San Francisco leaves 3 other holes open while he's closing one hole. So I'll go find the other 3 holes. You know what I mean?
They used to have that
What
cartoon
up,
where
Jonathan?
you plug the hole, plug the hole, plug the
You
hole,
bet you.
plug the hole,
You
plug
know,
the
My
hole.
man, Jonathan.
hey,
Yeah, but see, and
Pretty
that's what I was
soon
going
you
to
got
talk about
nothing
what
left.
Sergio was saying with the 3 Ps. Positioning is very critical. And I got a
100%.
few guys out here I
Know your
work with.
market.
I tell them exactly which gas stations to go to because you can catch surges at certain gas stations that are always popping up. I got 3 gas stations I sit at. When you look at my ride log, I got ride bonuses on every ride because
we
you
have
have to go to these gas
one in
stations.
LA that's been going on for a year. They haven't figured it out yet.
Exactly.
So it seems like,
And I can get
So-
surges. It's funny because I get airport surges, and I don't have, and I can either get a call from the terminal or I get a call from a hotel.
I don't need to position
Like
myself.
I don't always get. It's all about position.
I'm already
though.
there.
You've got to position
This
yourself
guy.
right.
the Chicago
See, but
Mafia
how do you guys,
is
you know,
GPS, bro.
it was happening to me. Sergio, how do you deal with this? Because on my app, I know
Yeah.
there's surges going on, but
Yeah.
it's not popping up on my app. I'll do the
Okay.
airplane mode. Jeff, man, I do your airplane mode.
Yeah.
I turn it off. I move.
Yeah.
All right. I turn it back on. Nothing. Okay. I go to Uber X and I can see that I picked up the surge because it says on the bottom that I picked up a surge, but there's nothing showing on my screen.
Yeah,
And I
well,
shut the
the-
app off and I turn it back on.
Look,
And they
ultimately,
keep-
look, I mean,
Oh, they
ultimately,
keep messing with me.
no, I don't think it's personal. Seriously, I don't think like, it happens to everybody. Look, I mean, with a grain of salt, you guys got to take this. These company, the Uber, like, we're not going to talk about Lyft too much, hopefully, but it's like Uber did close to 2 billion trips last 3 months. Okay, so shit will go wrong. It's a massive system. It's a massive undertaking. Okay, it's not an easy thing that they're doing. The surge, the servers that they're running on, if they're switching servers, you may not get the surge you're seeing. There may be a delay between your connection, as far as your cell reception is concerned with the servers. There is many technical issues that I'm not as proficient as Uber is, but most of the stuff that happens, I don't think it's intentional, honestly. I mean, you guys know I'm not an Uber fanboy, but that's, like we talked about that on our show a couple weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago, the surge baiting, right? I mean, fuck, I'm sitting at home, and it's like a $20 surge in my backyard, and I turn it on, it either disappears or goes down to 8. I go, what the heck happened to this, right? So we talked about it. Honestly, I drove last weekend.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's fixed. So how is it fixed? Okay, so you guys are gonna go, oh, this guy has inside shit. That only, coding his account differently. I mean, people send me stuff like, yeah, you're special because you're here. They're coding your account. You get all the best chips. I'm like, moron. If I was getting the best chips, look at the show yesterday. I showed you 20 chips that were like garbage and a half, right? So I'm.
Listen, Sergio, I'm not gonna lie. Listen, you and Chris, that might be the funniest. That might be the funniest segment I've ever seen on anything regarding Uber on YouTube.
But it's true.
Hysterical.
Yeah.
Hysterical.
We're like the odd couple there, bro.
But it was hysterical. Hell no, I ain't taking that. Hell no, I ain't taking that.
Yeah,
let me look at the old numbers. Look at this. Yeah. Screw this shit. And it was like back to back to back to back. And it was such garbage. Yeah. And yet, the individual that we talked about earlier, the two names into one, right? Came on our channel a couple weeks ago and decided to tell us that I was nuts because somebody took a certain ride that was an XL that he wound up making after the round trip was done, 70 cents a mile. In a Lux vehicle, in a Lux SUV.
Yeah. That's nuts.
I mean, you know what? The other thing is like, okay, I'm not gonna plug our shit here because we're big enough, but
brother, you can do what you gotta do.
I have an article that came out today. Okay, this guy was on my town hall. I did 2 town halls with like 6 different drivers, 2 weeks in a row. This guy's from South Carolina. The first minute I talked to him,
hold on 1 second, Sergio, hold on. Is it on the Rideshare guy?
Yeah, it came out today.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Go ahead, continue. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. So this guy, God bless his heart, Jeff. Now he's my friend, and he came on, and right away to his face, I said, "You're the Uber Kool-Aid drinker, huh?" I was like, and it was like he was. He was like, the guy goes, "I have never turned down a trip. I have accepted every single trip ever, all for years." I go, "Why?
That's
Why?
Nuts.
What's wrong with you?"
Nuts.
No, he does. And guess what? Even with upfront pricing now, he drives in Myrtle Beach and Charleston. Even with upfront pricing, he's at 99% acceptance rate.
Ain't no
And
way.
this guy
Ain't
is
no way.
no dummy. Look, this guy's no dummy. He had businesses. He has an IC. He was an IC. He worked for a couple of major corporations. He goes, Serge, this is the way I'm running my business. Do you mind? And I was like, no, sir, I don't. So I'm trying to move him to the dark side, and he's trying to move me to the dark side. He goes like, no, if you accept
exactly.
If you accept every trip, he goes, ultimately the Uber algo is going to be good for you. There you go. That's him right there. That's the man.
And see, and this is the thing.
Okay. So God knows what kind of crap he's going to get if he posts this on his Facebook page. It's like, hey, you know what? It's like, this is what it is. There you go. The guy, but look at his reasons, right? And then once you listen to him, I warmed up to the guy. Now he emails me every other week. He goes, hey, how do you like this one? And one thing I got to say, if anybody gets more tips than this guy, I challenge any driver in the US. His tip percentage is 46%. Not dollars. Out of 100 trips, he gets tipped 46 or 100 trips. And I was like, bro, I'm like, yeah. So he's got that Southern charm. He's got a smile. He's a little retired guy. He drives that van or whatever the heck that is. And I'm like, hey, man, all power to you. So you know what? This is the most important thing to me that has happened last 6 months is that I'm not changing my opinion that the Uber is the evil empire and the Lyft is a dysfunctional sister. That's never going to change. What has changed though, my attitude towards the gig economy changed. Meaning I see the positives more now, what the gig economy can offer to a Jeff, to a WeZoom, to a Chicago driver that Brandon is very proud of, to my Uber Winterbird, who is a 62-year-old lady from Arizona, actually. She had a body shop. Her name is Roxy, and she was on my town hall. And all she does is travel around the country and drives in San Antonio and Austin. And
that's Kiarra.
That's our Kiarra. That's what Kiarra does.
That's what you do. There you go. I called her my Uber Winterbird, right? So it has given me this wonderful platform to meet these amazing drivers who goddamn Uber is lucky and blessed to have it on their platform.
You ain't lying. You ain't
and
lying.
To me, I'm not going to never become Pollyanna about this bullshit that they do, but meeting these people, people who have plan Bs, working towards their plan Bs through the gig economy, I have more respect than any other time that I had over the last 6 years. So am I softer? Absolutely not. But when I meet these people, it gives me hope that there are people who are doing this properly. Although, Jeff, if you're watching, not you, Jeff, Arizona, Jeff, South Carolina, accepting 99% of your trips is going to give you cancer, Jeff. Stop doing it.
I know.
But that's what he does. So everybody, has figured out their own way how to work this gig, and it's wonderful.
I hope my subscribers are listening too.
Yeah.
Because they just don't get out. I was like, this ride sharing is a means to an end. You just take the money and you just invest it somewhere else. You can't do this forever.
To back Sergio up, I mean, I think rideshare, the success in rideshare is an efficiency game. The more efficient you are, the more money you get for the car you invested in, the fuel you invested in. That's what you're looking for. You can be 100%. You can be 100% acceptance rate, but your efficiency is under the rug. It's so low.
Yep.
And I did an estimate with every tank of gas I put in. It cost me $47 to fill up, $47. But guess what? I can make $1,000 per tank of gas if I stay efficient.
Absolutely. Or I look at that. Actually, that's one of my matrix that I look at. Right, depending on the kind of car you're driving. I have multiple different matrix. I have like 4 or 5. So every time I drive, even as sparingly as I drive these days, rideshare and deliveries, I do spreadsheet. I mean, I like numbers. Okay,
that's me.
I do spreadsheets. I figure out, online time, all these things that people do. But one of the more important things, like you said, the efficiency, right? If you do the 3 Ps, your efficiency automatically is going to go up.
It's going to go up automatically. Yep.
And then, this gas tank game that people play. They go, oh, I put in $50, worth of gas in my car. Okay, let's see what you can turn that $50 into. Can you turn that $50 into at least 7 to 8 times? Then you're reasonably efficient. If you do it 10 times, you're great. You're amazing.
Really good. Yeah.
Right? So to me, even you don't have to be an Excel professor to do these things. But even like what you said, Jeff, you put in $50 worth of gas. If you can turn that into 1,000, shit, your maximum efficiency right there.
And see,
Well,
and
some
that's
people
only
do the
during
50
events.
bucks
That's
and
why.
they turn it into 300. I'm like, you suck.
Yep.
You need to
Those are
change
my
it.
events. I'll put $50 in and I'll just smash events. I'll cherry pick the hell out of an event because within my first quarter of a tank, I'm already at $150 to $200 in the first quarter that I've used. Because you cherry pick the hell out of it. You know what you're going for, and you make sure you get the surge on there. You make sure you hit that event. You don't just aimlessly take everything because you're looking at how can I maximize the fuel that I got in that tank.
Yeah.
I can burn it easy. I mean, I can use a whole tank to make $400, but why not push for more? Why not just try?
Absolutely. And efficiency is something. Look, the other thing that is missing in the driver community is, the attitude these companies had from the first day on, which was churn and burn, right? One guy leaves, a gal leaves, 10 more are going to replace them, right? And that's what we're dealing with today, actually, which we should talk about a little bit. How oversaturated the markets are due to macroeconomic conditions. I mean, it's a fact. I'm not going to lie about it.
Yeah,
that's 100% fact. And so the pie is the same, and the sliver of the pie, your share of the pie is smaller and smaller and smaller now because there's too many people out there. And I don't blame
your face, and they do it in your face now. They taking 70% of a ride right in our faces now. They don't even care.
Yeah, I don't blame them, and they have to, they have to do what they have to do. But this one thing that, hey, there you go, Kyle. His name is Kyle, by the way. I don't know.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate that, brother.
There you go.
Whoa.
Lunch is on me, Kyle.
Super chat. He's got the super chat going, baby.
What the hell is that?
We Zoom, the very first ever super chat from We Zoom, baby.
Oh my
God.
That's my guy. That's my guy right there.
Hey,
we're going hot potting tomorrow, buddy. There you go.
I say invest that on the next short you do for Tesla. Yeah.
Kyle, I appreciate that, Kyle. Way generous of you. Didn't see that coming. I will divide it amongst the crew. Yes.
Hey, I say invest mine, parlay mine in the stock market, man. Invest mine.
after you pay YouTube 30% of it, I'm like, hey, man.
Hey, I say you take all the super chat money, do your little investment stuff, and then we'll split it at the end of the year.
There you go.
Wait a minute now. Wait. Oh. You're gonna take some of them taxes too, though, right?
No.
Oh,
hey, I'm a charity. I'm a nonprofit, dude. I'm a nonprofit. Hey. I'm feeding homeless people with this money.
Wait. Yeah. Now we know why the voting machines got all jacked up. Hey, Kyle, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Buy lotto win split. What do you mean by the lotto? Didn't they just have a big problem with
Sergio won it, man? They sold it in California. Sergio won. He's not telling nobody.
Bro, let me tell you, if I won, I'd still be doing this. But let me tell you,
he'd be doing it. He'd be having a big Bentley Mulsanne or something like that.
Some dude, and you know what? I'll bet you he's going to turn out to be an Armenian guy because Altadena, Pasadena, Glendale is full of Armenians.
A lot of Armenians.
There.
You better go get your cut, man.
The guy just automatically became a billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Overnight. So there you go.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
There's one guy that I've been following on YouTube for probably 7 years now. It's Valuetainment, Patrick Bet-David, Armenian.
Yes, I follow him too.
Yeah. Well, I had a chance to meet him. I tell you what, down here, bro, I get to meet some people. I've met Gary Vaynerchuk. Okay. Wow. Gary V. I've met Kiarra. I had one of his keynote speakers when they had an event down here right before the vacation happened. They had a big real estate conference down here at Joe Robbie Stadium, which I know all my Florida people, y'all call it Hard Rock. It's Joe Robbie Stadium. And by the way, go Dolphins. And so I had one of his keynote speakers, and I got 5 minutes of Gary V's time. He was on a golf cart, and I was in the goddamn driver's seat of my CTS. And swear to God, right there in the parking lot, right next to the damn tennis courts. If Ron was here, he'd tell you. But Ron's having technical difficulties again tonight. We miss you, Ron. Right?
Is he in the chat?
No, he's having real technical difficulties. He was on. Oh, Jonathan K. I still call it Joe Robbie. Yes, sir.
See, somebody knows.
But you know how, if you know Gary V, getting 30 seconds of his time is impossible. I got 5 minutes with that man, along with the keynote speaker in the car. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't just for
Gary
me.
V is like, he
Oh,
moves.
bro. And let me tell you something. All 5'5" of his ass. Okay, he is a Sylvester Stallone of social media.
Yeah,
About that tall.
Yeah.
See,
He's a good guy.
Eddie's,
so the question
Eddie's
to you,
like, I gotta compete.
how efficient were you in those 5 minutes? That's the question. How efficient were you in those 5 minutes?
Well, I'll tell you right now. I have one particular client that I take care of. I can't say his name or his wife's name, but let's put it this way. I can hold my water, and nobody impresses me when I meet them. Like I've never been into that. So at the time, I was just getting into cosmetic surgery transportation. That's what I used to do. I used to move the rich and famous when they came into Miami, plastic surgery capital of the world, and I would move them. Airport, I handle all their transfers, airport transfers, surgical center transfers. Matter of fact, the one office I was working for that we did most of our work for, he lives in Scarface, in the house Scarface was filmed at out on Star Island. Okay, Dr. Oxting, shout out Doc Ock. And so I'm around people, and so none of that bothers me. I just had one question for him, right? And it was simply, was he for real? That was my question. Was he for real? Because there's a lot of people on the internet. You've already mentioned it, Serge. We've talked about it in the past. It's clickbait, grifters everywhere. In every facets of our life, we got grifters. So my one question to him was he for real? And then the next 4 minutes and 55 seconds was Gary V being real with me.
Keeping it real.
I had nothing else to say.
Camera rolling, man. Dang.
Nah, bro. If I had cameras rolling with some of the people that I had in my car, I would make TMZ look like the DMV. I'd put him to shame.
See, now tell us you driving around Donald Trump without telling us you driving around with Donald Trump.
Never had Donald Trump. Not even close.
Yeah, you do. You be lying, man. You got Melinda driving around. Melinda, man, come on, man.
Listen,
you go over at.
Did you ever hear that one? Did you ever hear that one story? Now listen, I've been around. I'm around Mar-a-Lago maybe once a month. I'm up in that area. I was just up there last week. I had a Lux Black XL that took me from Boca to West Palm, maybe about a half mile outside of Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah,
you can drive by it, bro. Everybody can drive by it. You ain't getting in that sun bumpkin, but you can drive by it.
Hey, I don't want to get in shit.
All right, so Sergio,
chasing me around.
I had a couple of questions for you.
Yep.
And we'll do the first two of the easy ones. These are softballs. Okay. I'm going to give you a hairy question to start. Okay.
Here it is.
Yeah.
What's your best rideshare moment?
My best rideshare moment?
Yeah.
I don't know. Out of 80 some 100 trips, and I haven't driven during the pandemic, obviously. So figure out the first 3 years. My best rideshare moment. I'm not going to take it down to a passenger. What I honestly, again, I'm going to go back to how I got into the game and how I educated myself. And I said this also many times, but first time here, obviously. So me being the the Armenian that I am, so we have a big Armenian community in LA, right? So I go, the reason I got into rideshare, by the way, was because I was writing a book of the effect of algorithms on the human race, and I go, what better way? Because I did not need to get into rideshare as far as my finances are concerned, but I was like, it fascinated me. So my best story is how I found myself on uberpeople.net, 3 drivers who could mentor me and guide me and educate me before even I accepted my first ride. Okay. And I bought them lunch every week for a whole month. And once a week, I would meet individually, one at a time. And I learned more in that 1 month than any driver would learn in the next, God knows, their whole career probably.
Damn.
Now, that included some sideways illegal shit, which is fun. Okay, like
you
Brandon,
take
the Brandon, spoofing his GPS over there and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know.
I remember that.
Okay,
The GPS.
Yeah, man. So don't do that, because you know what? You know what? The guy who taught me that actually got deactivated because of that.
I'm not GPS spoofing. I do live in the middle of downtown Chicago.
And no, because because LA has like some high hills and stuff. So the best story is that how I educated myself, and I think anybody can do that. Any driver has hairy situations that they can come up with. They had fun stories they can come up with. They can have dangerous stories they can come up with. But I don't think those are meaningful to me, honestly, because you know why? Because it's one and done and they're gone. And I'm never going to see you again. So I don't look at the passenger as like, some special kind of a person that I need to give service to. I look at it as you're in my car, you behave, I behave. We're in the car 20 minutes together. We're never going to see each other again, most likely. And I go, have a nice day. But I'm cordial. I'm prompt. I'll do the best I can. And, you get in, you get out, and I forgot about you already, just like they forgot about the driver, right?
Right.
But to me, that's the most valuable thing I got out of rideshare. And when I was on top of the 405, I would spoof my GPS to LAX, get in front of the queue, and pick up my 3X ride coming out of there while everybody was waiting in queue. I'd be like, hey, man, this is wonderful. I'm not, I can say that now because they stopped it, but,
Miami Airport.
I'm curious.
The vacuum across the street.
It all goes back to that to me, you have to put whatever you put in life into anything. I don't care. You could be digging ditches, or you could be doing rideshare, or you could be a chemist, or doctor, whatever you are. Whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. If you just open your mouth like a little chicken, expect the mommy to put stuff in there, it ain't going to happen, people. Okay, so to me, that's what I like you guys for. Seriously, all of you individually and also in combination. That's what you guys are preaching, and that's what is missing. And I think that's why what we're doing on the Show Me the Money Club has gravitated, because their subs are up like by, I don't know, 20-some thousand in 6 months. RSG hadn't seen 21,000 plus subs in like last 2 years, let alone in 6 months, right? So we're growing a community. It's an all-inclusive community. You can come talk your shit. I don't care, because I can handle your shit. But if you talk your shit, you better back it up, because otherwise I'm going to shoot you down. And I know more about rideshare than most people. So don't come to me with some sideways stupid ass comment and shit, because then I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to do any of that, but you're going to look like a fool at the end, right?
Oh yeah.
That's the best thing I learned, that I put my time in, I paid my dues, and then I was head and shoulders above any driver in LA right off the bat. So that's one thing. But sideways stories, bro. I have sideways stories. I have.
Oh, we got those.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show.
I could write.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah,
and actually, I like the way Sergio runs the channel. Like I said, I used to be on Rideshare Guy before you got there, just kind of like browsing around and looking at everything. I didn't really dig deeper into the information until you started presenting it a certain way. And I think that's why you got so many subs. You present it in the way it should be said. Yeah. And a lot of people, they're too fluffy with it. They're trying to, smooth you over. It's kind of like watching some of the repair videos I'll watch, and the guy's talking too much and not getting into the meat of it. You get into the meat.
You know what the difference is? The difference is people don't give other people enough credit to see through the bullshit that they're putting out there, right? I can go through your bullshit for a week or two, watch your channel, sub, and then I'll forget about you. The other thing is, straight talk is missing in our society these days anyway, because everybody is so PC and whatever. Right? I'm the last guy with PC in his blood. Yeah? So I'm like,
welcome to the family then.
There you go. Exactly. So you like it, you don't like it, tough shit, move on. I'm an East Coaster. I don't have time for emotional garbage. I don't have time for any of that. I'm on this planet for 75 years, hopefully, healthily, and I'm not going to waste any of that time for like crying and doing any of that stuff. But the thing that people are getting is because I am one of them. I drive, I deliver. A lot of channels that are so-called these influencers, right? Like, Buckle did this like influencer list or whatever the heck they did. Joke of the jokes. 8 out of 10 don't even drive. I'm like, bro, how the heck are you an influencer if you didn't get behind the wheel? And one of my favorite articles was, I put a rant out there. I go, hey, man, Dara, John, or all the way down to whoever you are, get in the car. It should be mandatory for all these idiots to drive at least a week every 6 months.
Absolutely.
I thought the Lyft, didn't one of the Lyft co-founders do that? No, am I incorrect?
The co-founders? Yeah,
Like
yeah.
one of the
John Zimmer.
co-founders.
We interviewed John Zimmer a month ago, and he says I still get out and drive. I'm going like Harry. That's such bullshit. He doesn't drive. He just like And then I even wrote an article. Look, it's on the blog. You guys can go look at it. And then and then Dara with his $3 million security, he has this little goddamn bicycle cap on delivering food, right? I'm going like, bro, why don't you do it for a week? You know what? I've invited all of them to come down to LA, get in my car. We'll just do rideshare for a whole week together.
Yeah, tell them they can come to Phoenix and roll with me at 2:00 in the morning, getting a couple of brothers with hoodies and masks on.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, this is what we deal with.
Yeah, man, Yeah. So
I'll take him to wait. Ron. I'll take him to Wynwood.
Yeah.
Man, I be and like I said on one of my videos.
Oh, he'll have a great time.
Oh,
he'll have a great time.
There'll be some.
I pick up people who just got released from jail. I'll pick them up. A lot of people are like, no, I don't do the prisons. I'll pick up somebody straight out of prison. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. That's the way I look at it. And I'm like, you know what? This is somebody that needs to ride home. I'll grab somebody who just got out of jail and be like, let's roll, let's go.
Who's gonna mess with Jeff though? Jeff, we went over this, Jeff. I don't think anybody coming from prison will mess with you though. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's talking from a point of advantage.
Yeah, they're behind.
Are you saying Jeff is privileged?
No.
I think when he towers,
it's because of the orange, right? It's because of the orange.
I think it's the hoodie.
The orange.
I think the hoodie is just.
By the way,
half the people that consider robbing an Uber driver probably get in and be like, this driver might rob me. This is one of those.
Hey, I tell you, well, you know what? That leads me into my next question for Sergio.
Okay.
You're spot on there, right? So my question, Serge, is simply, do you think the apps have the right business models to be successful as it is right now?
No. Was that quick? Okay, no.
I agree. I agree.
Though. I don't just ride on Rideshare Guy. I also ride on Ride Guru. Yeah, that's true. Actually, today, yeah. But you know what? Kyle, today was not a good day. Kyle has T-Mobile, and T-Mobile and Lyft service were not talking at all. So he's out there with his Tesla watch trying to snatch some Lyft Lux rides. It wasn't working. So what does he do? What did you do, Kyle?
Huh? He dropped to a lower platform.
He's texting me furiously at like 8 a.m. I'm like trying to trade, bro. Shut the fuck up. So I go like, he goes, my shit's not on. My shit's not on. I go, I don't know, bro. Uninstall and install if you want. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. Also, all kidding aside, Kyle does drive and take screenshots and send them to me. And you know what? They're goddamn valuable. Uber is listening. Trust me, Mr. Gambit. I think you were on my channel yesterday. Yeah, I think this. I'm gonna piggyback. Okay, first of all, before I answer this question, let me get this thing out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, we do talk to Uber. We do talk to Lyft. Okay, I'm not gonna deny it. We have the connections. They don't mind me talking shit for the fact that they know it's true. Now, if I was like, I'm not gonna say another channel, unnamed person that almost slanders them, that's not good. So to me, we have the relationships. Who's going to interview the Uber CEO 3 times? Who did? We did. John Zimmer, Tony Zhu. Right. We have all these guys. Not because we kiss their asses constantly, because they know we put out straight shit, and then they go, okay, I'll talk. Look, I interviewed the number 2 guy last 2 weeks, a week and a half ago. Sachin Kansal is the number 2 guy at Uber. Yeah. Why would he come and talk to me? Not because he's going to sell some of his shit, but it's because he knows, it's going to be straight stuff. And hey, it is what it is. Now, so let's put that to bed. We do talk to Uber. We do talk to Lyft. We know what's coming way before anybody else knows. We throw a bone, they throw us a bone. It's a relationship that it's there.
And you know what, Serge? By you stating that, like, my level of respect for you just notched up a little bit more. It really did. And because you don't get people that'll straight shoot like that. And follow me for a second. Everybody remembers Randy, Uberman, the original Uber YouTuber, right?
Yep.
Everybody remembers Calvin, the simple driver, right? And Harry. So when we look at the top 3 channels of its day in the beginning, Harry's the one who survived. Rideshare guys survived. In my opinion, they won the war.
And I think they're
Right.
flourishing right now for a reason.
Well, yeah,
Because they
won
have
the
somebody
war,
who's willing to
right.
keep it real.
But
like I said,
but here's-
Sergio's the type of person that we would see in our corporate boardrooms at Caesar's Palace, and we'd see him at the MGM. Sergio's that type of guy, but he's ground level with us. He's keeping it real with us.
Well, that's
You
the
don't
thing,
get
Jeff.
that.
Jeff, you
Here's
know
an
that-
anomaly. You're not going to get that all the time with
Right.
people. You're not going to get that.
But Jeff, what my point is, and the reason why I mentioned those other two guys, right, along with Harry, is when Uber went. This is before Dara was there. This is when Travis Kalanick was still there, and they went to him and they said, "Hey, we're going to pay you, right? And we're going to do these interviews with you guys because we know you guys got the biggest channels in the world on YouTube, and we know drivers will see this, and we're going to play this game." The problem was nobody came clean that they were paid and compensated to do those interviews until like a month or two later when it was found out.
Yep.
So it wasn't a genuine thing. So
It's
for
kinda
Sergio
sketch.
to sit here, so for Sergio to sit here and say, listen, okay, there's a line of communication. Like,
I mean,
I
I'm not gonna deny
I
it,
can,
you know,
how can you not respect that?
It's called keeping it
I'm
real.
not
Like I
gonna-
said,
look, you
Sergio's
know what?
always kept it real.
I don't play politics. I hate that shit. So to me, it's like, I you know, if I deny that, right, and then the next week I go interview, you know, which is coming, another top guy at Uber, you know, his name starts with A, and I'm like, you know, this guy comes on because I don't get paid for these interviews, but I get exposure, and that's money, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, you know, I don't know any of you guys or your viewers know how my history is with the rideshare guy, but you know, when Harry used to have different contributors on the blog and they used to write stories, right? I was the biggest pain in his ass for a year and a half. Because I would go on the site, on the blog, and comment after comment. I go, you guys are full of shit. You don't even drive. You don't know what the heck you're doing. You don't know what's
Keeping it
going
real.
on. And he one day, you know, Harry emailed me and said, hey, listen, you got to stop this because I'm trying to run a rideshare channel here, right? And you're talking all this negative stuff. I go, but yeah, Harry, you don't even drive anymore. So what are you talking about, right? And he says, let's go to lunch. Let's talk about it. I'm like, okay. I go, free lunch. I'm taking you to lunch. And you go to Culver City. I take his free lunch. He goes, Serge, I want you to write for me. I go, you're so full of shit. I'm not going to sleep with the enemy. These are my words, bro. I'm like, I'm
Right,
I'm not going to lie. And he says, listen, this is the deal. I will not change a word ever that you write. Okay. And I go, okay. And he goes, just start writing. And then I started writing, and he did a podcast with me, and I started writing, and to this day, he has not changed a word. So when Show Me the Money Club started 6 months ago, it was the same deal. It was a handshake. I go, Harry, I'm going to say, you know what I'm going to say, right? He goes, I don't care. Do whatever you want. I'm like, okay. And that was the deal. That's the deal I have. Because if you start putting a muzzle on me, I'm not going to do it. I don't need it. I don't do it for the money. Honestly, I don't. I mean, I get paid, but I don't do it for the money.
Right.
You know, I have my own livelihood that I pay my bills with. This is like, it's number one, it's interesting to me. Number two, I think I'm paying it forward. I'm helping people. And number three, I enjoy it. I'm enjoying it. So until I don't enjoy, you know, one day I will not enjoy it, I'm sure. And then it'll be done with. But so those are the criteria that I'm working under. I'm working with this freedom that, you know, look, a lot of people look at Harry as shady. I'm not going to defend him. The guy made millions of dollars referring drivers, period, man. That's it. Okay. But now
there's nothing,
I know RSGs.
There's nothing wrong with that, though. I want to put that out there. There's nothing wrong with that because that's the game.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't happen anymore. But what happens is that here, Harry quit a six-figure job as a Boeing goddamn engineer. The guy is educated. He's no dummy, okay? To start this. And now it's a media conglomerate. It really is, because, you know, we reach everywhere, right? So now the company, God knows, it's worth a few tens of millions, I'm pretty sure, but not anymore because the market is shit. But if you were to sell the company, it's worth a lot of money. So Harry did his thing, and I know where RSG's revenues comes from. I mean, I know the books. Today, only 1.5% of RSG's revenue comes from referrals, Uber, Lyft, or DoorDash, or whatever. The rest is diversified and multi-channel. So to me, it's like, when people call Harry Uber shield this and that, I go, yeah, the first fucking 2 years he was, 3 years, and that's when I was the biggest pain on his ass. And I would say, you're this, you're an Uber shield. Hey, go look at my comments. I'm sure I've called him Uber shield at least 50 times before he said, come on, you gotta stop this.
I've said it. I have said it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't deny it.
Like I said,
the main reason. Well, in the beginning, the thing that stuck bad with me in the beginning was, and I've been, just so you know, I've been driving 7 years it'll be 7 years, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I've been driving for Uber, 6.5 for Lyft, right? So I'm no rookie. You know what I mean? What for me was nobody was honest and forthcoming when they pulled that move. What was that about 5 years ago?
Yep.
And it was it was bullshit. It really was. And then when I watched the interview with Harry and Dara, I get that there's a relationship there, but at some point I kind of felt Harry could have held his feet to the fire just a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Especially when it came to, and this is going to lead into the next thing, especially when it came to, well, we'll get the pricing right. And we know God darn what. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I did a whole video on it. My upfront pricing, for me, understand, I drive XL and above. My upfront pricing on short trips for me is phenomenal.
Absolutely.
If they mess with it, I'm gonna drive to San Fran and cuss him out.
Yeah.
Don't mess with my shorter trip. But the long trips, bro.
Yeah.
You're right. There's no net neutral.
Okay, Vinny, can I ask you something here? Okay, hey, sure. Tony's the man. He was on my show. Driven Dad, Tony from Denver. Wonderful couple, Tony and Lisa. So, okay, it's 6:58. Listen, I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to run, get in my car, pick up my son, come back. I'm going to pop a beer, and then we're going to do this the real way after that. Is that okay with you guys? Because it's 6:58.
Sergio, you're the man, buddy.
Okay.
Do
because I cannot have him catch pneumonia, bro, because he plays for LAFC, by the way. He's no fucking slouch, okay? So, yeah. LAFC won the MLS championship this year. He's only 14, but he's in their academy, so he knows his shit. He's got the genes from the dad. I played.
Oh, my
He said he got the genes from the dad. Hell yeah. Claim it, baby. Claim it.
Oh, my God.
Got the shit together. My wife is not here, that's why. Okay, can I do that with you guys? Because
absolutely, Sergio. Go into your business.
Okay, this is definitely going overtime. So I was like, let me go pick him up, bring him home, and then back in like 20 minutes. Okay.
You got it, brother. Thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna leave the studio and then bring myself back into the studio.
All right, you got it, Hoss.
Cool.
Wow.
Hey, Sergio's the man. That was good. Sergio
and I only been 2 years. I only been 2 years in here, so I can't compare.
Hey, I only been here for 3, but I've got about 11,000 trips in 3 years, man. I pushed the shit out of these cars, man.
I got about 15, well, in between Uber and Lyft. So
yeah.
But I didn't know that Sergio was like. I mean, I do kind of listen every once in a while, but I didn't know that was his attitude. Was with he was just straightforward. Like he'll call BS. Like okay, BS.
Yeah.
I used
to not watch Rideshare Guy that often before he got on there because it seemed like a fluff channel. It was like, they wasn't really talking about a lot. It was just kind of fluffing up. You should do this and you should do that and blah, blah. Sergio's like, you should do this, but take care of yourself as a damn driver because they're not looking out. Yeah. He'll keep it real, man. And that's why I like watching it now. Like when I go online, I'll sit there and I'm like, you know what? I'll look through some of the driver comments, and drivers on that channel are now more bold. They now speak like independent contractors and not like employees. Some channels you go to, Uber won't do this for me. Uber won't do that for me. If you're on the Rideshare Guy page, they like, hey, this is what you need to do to get your money. This is what you do. And it's like, that's why I like channels like that. I don't like fluff channels, man. It's just a waste of my time.
Yeah, but it's been, it's hard to watch all these damn channels.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta find the good ones
Vinny, like watch when you talk. Okay. Well, Brent, I haven't gotten anything from you, Brendan. Ron is like elusive when he does his channel. Kiarra, there were so many damn channels. Keeping up with everybody.
Hey, Samuel, by the way, Samuel was talking about that strike at the end of the month. Now, this is what I said because I even said it on the professor's page, on the Rideshare Professor. It would be cool, but people need to plan this a lot better because people are doing this last minute strike shit all the time, and ain't nobody got savings for that. I have savings for it. I can do it if I could take 2 months off if I wanted to. But
Jeff,
there's a lot of people that just can't
who
drop
called-
everything and
wait,
say, I'm
wait.
going on strike tomorrow.
But wait a minute. Who called for the strike? Because
The
every
rideshare
time
professor.
somebody
Yeah, Torres, and he called for it. But
listen,
see, and this is
every
what the
time
problem is. People aren't planning on strikes. People need to have ways of generating income so they can do strikes, so they can be a force to be reckoned with.
Well,
But you got a lot of people living check to check, drive to drive, that all of a sudden you're going to just make them not drive during the busiest time of the year. You better have like fucking 10 grand in the bank if you're going to pull some shit like
First
that.
of all, bro, listen, I'm 21. Everybody knows here. I'm 21 years retired union.
Yeah.
There's no union for Uber drivers. That's number one.
No.
Number two, for every 3 drivers that would say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to turn on my app. And I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing to do a strike. If that's your deal, that's your deal. All right. But for every 3 drivers that have shut their app off, 10 more will turn that shit right back on.
Because they're going to go get that money. Because they're broke. They got drivers living day to day. And when you got drivers living day to day and they know it's a $800 day sitting there, they're going for the 800. They're not going to go on strike.
Man, who?
Listen. There's this Facebook group that I follow, and
Right,
it's
we
just,
Zoom
they
strikes
just
when I
bitch it all they just you just hear, you just listen, and you just watch it with them bitch and complain. When you start bitching and complaining that there's no money out there, I know they're gonna shut the apps off. So I just sit there and wait.
Yeah.
Right? I just
mean,
sit
you
there, wait
gotta-
for about an hour or
but-
two. The next thing you know,
Right.
Yeah,
But
if
listen,
you want
it's
to
like
organize
this-
a
no-
strike,
but
you got to organize a source of income for these people going on strike. You need to have a strike fund, or at least make sure everybody's saved up for a
You
year
got to be
straight,
organized.
and now they
first,
can go on
though.
strike.
There's no organized front in rideshare. We're all independent contractors. Now, see,
Yep.
now you talking about Torsten called for this strike, right? Listen,
I believe so,
What was
yep.
it? Right before the break, he went on a road trip or something where they drove up to Sacramento, I guess, to the state capitol
Yeah.
to show this strike. California has the largest amount of rideshare drivers and gig workers in the nation. We know this, right? They got the most people. When he got to the event, bro, he was live streaming the whole time. I'm telling you, maybe
And he's got extra streams of revenue.
Maybe
Every driver doesn't have extra
350.
streams of revenue.
Wait a minute. No. Maybe 350 people there on the strike. 400. That's not a goddamn strike.
No,
That's
it's
a
not
picnic.
really, because you still got 200,000
It's a
drivers
picnic.
out there driving still.
It's a picnic. You're not getting.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything.
I stopped following Torsten because he's
we
probably the
don't want to
last.
get into that.
He's probably the last person to that should be
He's
doing
got
anything like that when he has a
He's
fleet
got
of
some good
50.
points when it comes
When
to
he has a fleet of
putting
50 Suburbans, has 4 Teslas, and drives and only does private rides. He doesn't even work on the app anymore. So,
Yeah, he's a
Shout out
private
on the
ride
channel.
guru. I like him because
Well,
he's a
that's
private
because he
ride
got
guru.
bounced.
He knows how to get private rides going. But when it comes to rideshare people don't have enough money to just say, I'm not driving for Thanksgiving. I mean, you leaving $2 grand on the table and you don't have no money in the bank. That's not smart.
I agree. Let alone that I don't know how you guys got into rideshare, but I got into rideshare because of the pandemic and the shutdowns. I mean,
basically
all the money that I had
December
invested,
2019 is when I started.
all the money that I had invested in the market and in my retirement plan, I had to cash out so I can pay my bills. And because I didn't want to be left with, but you know how they say, it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna not charge you rent for like a whole entire year. I was like, yeah, right. And then 12 months later, I gotta pay you back like $27,000. Okay, and there's still not gonna be any jobs, and then people are gonna be like, okay, where am I gonna come up with the money? And then they get you. So I didn't want to be that. That's why I started doing it in the first place. Because
that's the thing. To organize a strike, you've got to start like years in the making. You can't just drop today with somebody that started driving yesterday saying, hey, we're not driving for Thanksgiving. I just started driving yesterday. What do you mean? It's like you don't have any organization. There's no plan in place. You've got to have something massive. Like Vinny says, there is no union. There is no organization. You can't just drop on somebody, hey, y'all, we're not driving later this month. For what? Just because I said we should show them that. It's like, no, this dude right here, he's negative 300 for the month already. He has to drive for Thanksgiving because there is nobody paying his bills for him.
Right. So Samuel just asked, I hear you all, but what they are doing with the pay cuts is nuts. And he's right in that respects. So what we talked about, what was that, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when we got into it with the two names in the one guy or girl, whatever it was. Um, you have to be vigilant. You have to pull a Kiarra, and I'm serious about this. And it's going to hurt you in the beginning, but it's the only way they're going to learn. And I know Sergio talked about it on their podcast last night. If it
Mhm.
ain't 10, you ain't in. You know what I mean? You
That's
have
it.
to
That's
set
how
your
you
own
strike.
standard now.
Just like Mr. Gambit said, you strike by declining these bad rides. Every day you're on strike.
That's it.
That's how you go on strike. When they send you a $6 ride, go on strike. $3 for 9 miles, go on strike. $11 for 30 miles, go on strike.
That's right.
That's every day you're on strike. It's not just for a period. And you go maximize your money by taking that $25 for 6 miles. Take that. You're off strike now. That's
Here's
how
the
you
story
beat
for
the
you.
system.
Yep.
You strike every day, not just leaving $2,000-$3,000 for Thanksgiving on the table. You got to pay your rent. You've got to pay for that car. You got to take care of your kids and your daycare. Go get that money. Go on strike for the dumb shit. That's
The
what.
quest,
That's how you
my
do it.
quest is my quest for this weekend is 260 and another 10, and they give me 90. Which is
Mine's
almost,
$30.
yeah, correct. They've been messing around with this stuff, and
So
I'm wondering what they're gonna do, how they're gonna start giving rides and stuff, because I've been noticing that they've been getting really cheap with these rides, and I don't know,
because they
I don't
got
know,
no
I don't
money,
know if
bro. I'm telling you, we look at their stock. This is why I tell y'all we got to look at their stock prices every day. All right. Now, Eddie, you've seen some of my stuff when I pull it up, right? You know, I've got an Uber
yeah,
Lyft
but
check,
Brendan, put it away. I don't want to see it.
right? And when you look at their charts and you realize they got no money, yeah, but you know what, Brandon? That's nice and fine. What's that? 630 on that top tier, right?
You
Right?
know,
Yeah.
Wait. That's 630 on that top tier,
Yeah.
right? A month ago was a fucking pardon me. A month ago was 1,000.
It was.
So they're even chopping y'all back. Now I
Yep.
understand there's a price difference. That's just like with if you go platinum or Uber, whatever it is, diamond on the Uber Pro. For me, it's $350 here. Jeff, what's it for you?
I don't even go on Uber, man. I have no idea.
Okay. Eddie, what was it for you?
I
450?
don't even open my Uber app.
mine
dude.
was hold on, you're talking about the staying on the gold, whatever. I think it's like 475,
Yeah.
something like that.
So that's what I mean. It's different markets, got different prices and different
Yeah.
fees.
That's our
My
max
story,
right there.
see, and mine's $30.
Wait, hold on. What are we? No, no,
$30.
no. Are we talking about a quest, or we're talking about staying like gold or silver or
No,
whatever?
it's irrelevant. What I'm saying
And
is
this right
that
here for
what I'm saying is people get different prices in different markets.
Yeah.
But everybody's prices are coming down.
yeah.
Everybody
But
overall quests are down. Overall referrals are down.
but I
Overall
think they do
bonuses
that.
are down.
I think it was you that said it, Vinny. I think they do that so
XMU.
they can bring people down from the platforms, so they can get off the higher ones and they come down to the low ones and
That's
then
one
start doing.
variable.
Stay
But
off the low platforms because that's the trick. They want to get all of our upper drivers to drop lower to
Yep.
squeeze out the lower people to go home and not have a job. Stay upper because
Well,
the moment
So
you
know,
drop,
that's
the
what I've
one
been doing.
Well, I know what state I'm going to in February.
what?
yeah, we're all
The
going.
Super
We're all
Bowl?
going. I'm coming.
Hey, I will never
I'm
drop
coming.
100%.
because
100%.
Jeff, I'm coming.
You're stealing those lower drivers good rides. When you drop that nice truck down to a low thing, you're stealing all
Wait
the
a
good
minute,
rides
wait a
for the
minute, wait a
people
minute,
that
wait a
can't
minute.
go up.
Wait. You've been riding that motorcycle with that fat tire on the rear too much. It's
No.
got your head all it's got your dome all rattled. Because we ain't dropping Bumblebee down. That ain't
Man,
happening.
Don't drop it.
But-
Exactly.
But Bumblebee will be making an appearance in Phoenix, Arizona in
Hey.
February of 2023, as long
Hey.
as they don't release any more crazy ass viruses and gas ain't $28 a gallon by then.
For real. Hey,
Yeah, denial.
Even
I
if
just
gas
finished,
is $28 a gallon, I'll still fucking go.
hey, I just finished laying floors in the guest room, so the guest room's done. So be like,
All right,
come
so
on out.
here
Yeah,
I wanted to touch.
like Samuel, like Stefan here, like okay, they're not gonna stop at driving, but what I usually do is I switch. If I'm doing Uber X because I'm trying to reach a particular goal, I just go to my higher tiers and or do I do something different. Um, because the 235, see, they're trying to suck people right back in from the top of from the top tiers and stuff. But you know how I throw my algorithm off is I'll do like 2 or 3 deliveries because they start doing that like I'm really close to my quest and they send me to the freaking middle of nowhere, and I'm like, dude, like what the hell? It's like decline, decline, and it's the only way I can get it.
So and that
like
brought me to
Steven.
this
I don't
story.
drive Uber. I don't.
But that brings me to this story. When Uber, well, you guys weren't driving then. You guys weren't around yet. When Uber Pool first entered the market, okay? Uber Pool first entered the market. And I know there's some guys on the channel that are watching right now that know that this is what I did.
Yeah.
I had 2 chicks get into an argument one night on an Uber Pool ride. I put them both out on the side of the road because they decided they wanted to try to fight in my car. So I put both their asses on the corner, told them, you ladies have a nice night, boxing match, whatever you're going to do what you got to do. And that was the last time I took Uber Pool. I was an ex-driver. It was brand new. We hadn't figured out how to decline them. You couldn't separate. So every time one came in, decline.
Yep.
If I got an Uber Pool ride, when it told me to pick up the second passenger, decline. After 3 months of that, I never got an Uber Pool request again because I had taught the algorithm.
Didn't it bring it back to Cali?
It doesn't matter. I
Uber
didn't
Pool
get
don't
them in
work.
my app.
Uber
Everybody
Pool
else
don't
was
work.
still getting them. But what I'm saying is everybody else was still getting the rides. They were getting the requests. They just stopped sending them to me.
Oh, speaking
And
of
that's what I mean
algorithms, they stopped.
But
giving
that's how
me,
you keep. Wait,
reservations.
Brandon, hold on. But that's how you beat the algorithm. That's my response with Samuel that we and Steven. That's what we all agree on. Just like Kiarra. Kiarra says, if it ain't worth my time, I'm not accepting the damn trip. That's it.
Yeah.
And if that's how you beat the system, Samuel, that's how you got to beat the system. It's not even beating the system. You're teaching the system. You got to teach the computer.
I was gonna say,
Yeah. Go ahead, Kiarra.
when I did that, I did it with Shop and Pay because I realized it was taking too much time, and it was around the time when they didn't have like all the items on the shelves and stuff. So not only was it taking time to shop for the items, but half the stuff wasn't there. So I had to end up canceling anyway. So then I did what you
Waste
did,
of time.
Benny, where every time it came in, it was just decline. And after like 3 or 4 months, it finally just said,
You don't get them
it
now.
has like a toggle, actually. They said you're out of Shop and Pay, and then now I can go in and turn on Shop and Pay. So
See,
I'm
good,
assuming
good.
I'm not the only one that did it, and they saw it was a trend and then made it so
I'll
that
be right back.
if you don't want them, they don't come in for you anymore.
Yeah, because they were gonna try to do that Uber Pool with me, but I'm thinking I pick up people that's leaving for dinner, and now you want me to pick up somebody from 24-hour fitness in the exact same ride. Somebody just left the gym, they're sweating to death, and somebody's going to go eat. This is not gonna work out.
No.
So I tell people I don't do the pool. It's not a smart business plan. Do not do Uber Pool. It just don't work like
They haven't given it to me, but I'm hoping that they can be declined. They don't just add it. They just they don't add it on.
What they need to do is ask riders that are in the same area standing next to each other, do you mind riding with this lady standing next to you? Yes, no. Then that way them two can ride together. But it's like you don't just pick up arbitrary people and throw them in the car together because you're going to get people that's just left the gym with people that's going to dinner. It's like, dude, you got somebody smelling like, a weight bench and you got somebody smelling like Armani in the same car. It's not working like that. It's like, don't do that. That's not good.
Listen, Samuel, all we're saying, what we're suggesting, obviously it's just our opinions. It's not financial advice. We're just saying, and maybe we are in a little bit of a better position. I don't know what you drive. I don't know what vehicle you're driving, what platforms you're on, but we're, how can I say this and be right about it?
I think Steve is on
we're not going to take a ride. Listen, I will not take a ride for less than $2 a mile. Period. And if it's rush hour traffic, right, but it's not about they don't give a shit about that. All they care about is getting the guy in the car, how much more money they're going to make off of us. What I'm saying is, if I don't and I can show you my acceptance rating on Uber is like 55%. My acceptance rating on Lyft is like 80%. Because Lyft, they know. Don't give me that bullshit.
Man, my
Lyft,
don't give me that bullshit. My Lyft percentage, like my Uber percentage was like 20-30. My Lyft is like 80-90 because they don't send me shit no more. Now they was messing with me the other night and I did a video about it. They were sending me 20 minutes south to pick up some. Man, I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I was declining rides. And I got mad and just logged off. They were sending me 5 people. Can you pick up 5? I was like, I'm done for the night. I'm done. And it's like, because they know better. They know I don't drive like that.
Samuel, if we don't, if that's to me, if you want to know the honest to goodness truth, take it from a guy who's been in a union. I negotiated 3 CBAs. I was a 15-year member of the executive board. Ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing about no unions in no way, shape, or form. The only way you can teach the algorithm is if everybody realizes, look, I'm better than this. I'm worth more than this.
Facts.
Yesterday, Sergio was showing all of his rides that he was letting go. You know, the same ride showed up for him on his, it went Trip Radar at one price. Then it came right back into him direct at a higher price, and then came back on the Trip Radar again for an even higher price.
They're auctioning rides off. It's a ride auction.
So you have, that to me is the only way drivers are going to get right. They got to teach them how, they got to teach the app, listen, we ain't going for it.
And stop taking these low. And if everybody just says in their heart, do not take a low ride, the algorithm is going to keep kicking that ride around until somebody gets it for $9 for 4 miles. It's going to come to you first at $3.65 for 4 miles. Keep letting it kick until it goes up to $9.
And for Samuel, see in the beginning, I think Kim taught me this. There was like because Kim told me that there's an algorithm and you have to drive for like a couple of hours straight, and then the algorithm picks up your routine and then they start giving you rides on that routine. But if you want to mess with the when you want to mess with the algorithm, shut it off or start doing something out the blue that's totally different. You know, and then the algorithm kind of like resets and then you got to do the whole entire thing over again.
Yep.
But Samuel, you could do that.
I always said that that first ride is going to dictate how your night's going to go.
Yep. Don't start.
I've always said that.
I've always said it. It's going to go downhill from there.
It's going to go downhill from there. So if you take a request that comes through that says, all right, it's 8 or 9 miles for $15, but you got to drive 4 or 5 miles to go get it, guess what your ass going to be doing all night? If you take that first ride, that's a mile and a half for $7, which I'm telling you, mile and a half for $7, I'm doing it. That's both pick up and drop off. I already know I'm going to be in Shortsville all night. I'm going to get nothing but short trips. I just know.
Yeah, and I showed a video not too long ago about that. I was working on Uber at the time, and I was doing that upfront fares. And one of the very first rides of the night was that $71 for the 100 miles down to Tucson, and I declined it because that's how it's going to start my night off. First ride, right. $71, 100 miles down to Tucson.
That's why I stay put.
I was like, nope.
But, when I hit the road at 5 o'clock in the morning, I stay put. I don't go nowhere. I'm like this because I know the 5 o'clock, in between 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning, I know the airport is 30 minutes away, and I know somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to go. I'm telling you, especially on Mondays. Especially on Mondays. So I'll sit there.
Mondays.
And wait.
Kyle, thank you, Kyle, for the what do y'all call it? Super chat. So Kyle, that's twice. I appreciate it. We love you for it. You don't need to do that, brother, because I'm gonna see you in the comments. But we do thank you. Don't get it twisted. Drivers need to learn. No surge, no trip. So do you guys remember my buddy Omar that I brought on? That is his motto. That's his motto. If there ain't no surge, he ain't taking no trips.
See, this is what happened to me the other day when I made that video the other day. So I'm 5 minutes south of the airport. There's a $10 surge sitting at the airport. They tried to give me a ride 11 minutes north of the airport with no surge. I wasn't even in the surge zone. I put my phone on airplane mode, drove my ass to the airport, got that hurry up, turn airplane mode off, got the surge. They sent me almost the exact same ride. Instead of sending me to the airport, they sent me north. So, and I had $12 and like 75 cents on it by that point. But they'll do that shit. If it ain't no surge, I ain't taking the trip. Nope, not doing it. Just put that shit on airplane mode and go to where you got to go to. Turn airplane mode off. Bam. You're going to get a surge right where you sit.
Jesus back in the house. What's going on, Mr. Jesus? How's everything in Phoenix? Jesus, bro. Hey, that's Jesus, bro. Hey, Jesus. How did you not let Jeff handle the one job he had?
I love it. 420.
Y'all in the same neighborhood, and Jeff had one job, and it was your job to make sure he did his job.
No, man,
Bro.
forget that.
Bro.
Hey,
Bro.
hey. We doing the best we can do out here. Our machines is jacked.
Anyway, guess who showed back up? Guess who showed
Sergio in
back
the
up?
house.
Cheers.
The not Spanish
Oh!
guy.
Sergio went on a 420 run. Brandon gave up the secret.
Oh, what happened?
Sergio went on a 420 run. Brandon just told it in code to us. He was like,
I'm sorry.
Sergio's back from that 420 run.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I had to take that. I had to take that ping. Yeah, you're right.
All right, Jesus, take that ride. Come back. Let us know how it worked out, my brother. I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire, but Jeff's going to hear about it for the next 3 months.
Man, we still counting. I'm glad we still counting because I swear, if we go blue, you ain't gonna let me hear the end of it.
Oh, I don't care about all that. I live in Florida, bro. I'm good.
I'm good. It's done.
I'm good. I'm solid, bro. Look, our guy took Dade County.
That's all that matters. Because see, and I tell people like this, I'm a firm believer in working for what you want and deserving and getting the life you deserve. That's what I believe in. And I'm tired of politicians promising all these people free stuff if they just sit at home. I mean, you're not going to get nobody to go to work.
It doesn't work.
You're not going. Yeah, they're not going to get nobody to get off the couch and do nothing. You keep promising free shit. Nobody wants to work no more. Stop promising. Let it be survival of the fittest. Let everybody get out there and work as hard as they going to work so they can get what they deserve. That's it.
Did you see what they fired out of Twitter?
Wait. Because I am not a political person in that sense. You see what that says?
That's good. Independent.
I ain't down. I'm not down with either party.
That's good.
I have no party affiliation.
You down with lifestyle, and that's what I'm talking about.
I'm down with the dude that's going to keep money in my pocket.
That's it. If we get out and work, we should be out working. I'm tired of everybody for generations. People been getting promised all this free stuff, and ain't no free shit coming, but they keep voting for this free stuff that ain't never gonna come. It's like, can you not see the cycle? It's a cycle of poverty right there. And everybody who's not trapped in that cycle are out working hard, making good money, they're investing in Q7s, investing in Cadillacs. They're putting fucking money up so they can make money. That's what we need. Investors willing to work hard.
And that's what Sergio was alluding. That's what Sergio was alluding to earlier when he was talking about macroeconomics.
Yeah,
the macroeconomics is leading to the deterioration of the microeconomics. In other words, the households. Yeah, and we got issues, man.
Yeah,
real people got real issues.
Help invest and be smart with your money.
But I mean, some people are in a position where they have no choice. They're turning to rideshare not as a second job; it's a third job.
Yeah.
Because one of the biggest misleading stats on unemployment, because they don't ask the right question, or at least they don't give us the right answers, the right question and the right answer. You could have the same household, one person might have 3 jobs. And they count that as an unemployment number, as against the unemployment number, if that makes sense.
Because we're not really employed. We're contractors, not employees.
No, but
that's the misleading statement. That's the misleading statement right there.
Yeah, but Jeff, you're missing my point. If a person is working 3 jobs, if they have three forms of income where somebody pays them, not necessarily an IC, I'm just saying in general. Uber and Lyft, here's the biggest farce. Sergio, you correct me if I'm wrong or not. When it comes to the Department of Labor, okay, Uber and Lyft jobs count as jobs in their eyes.
Absolutely.
In their eyes, we are workers.
Yep. That's why
they don't look at us as ICs. We are workers.
And that's not right. Yeah, that's not right. I don't think that's right for them to do that.
But that's what they do. Yeah, that's the lie.
Because just like my buddy James got into that car wreck Saturday, he hasn't worked since. He wants to work, but they won't give him another car to work because that was a rental. So you can't really be like, let's say I work for Walmart and I'm driving a Walmart truck. If I wreck that Walmart truck, I can still go to work tomorrow and just stock on the shelves. So I'm going to keep working because I'm an employee. But as a Lyft driver, if I wreck, I'm out of work until they allow me to work again.
Yep.
So it's like, it's not right for them to call us workers. We're not workers. But
really?
Yeah, I mean,
Brandon with the 420, really?
Brendan don't count right now.
He's like,
Brandon's like, man, y'all all sound high. A bunch of high ass people debating each other.
This guy.
That's like
Sergio, every morning he goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one am I gonna take out today? That's what he does. That's what he
No,
does
You ain't
every
no-
morning.
That's
You
funny
failed
shit.
English
That's
literature and poetry.
funny.
Sergio,
Man,
Yes, sir.
touch on that macroeconomics for us.
Yes. Okay. So, to your unemployment point, every statistic that the government does throw out there, including unemployment and inflation, are flawed at best, if not incorrect. So the reason unemployment is down to 3.5% is because all the gig workers are counted as employed. And although they may be only driving 5 hours a week, they're still employed. That's why unemployment is 3.5%. And on the other side, I don't know how closely you guys follow the stuff, but as far as the inflation numbers is concerned, if you look at the basket of items that inflation is consisting of, it's airplane parts, computer chips, none of the stuff that we on a daily basis we buy. Okay. And inflation numbers that they have been throwing us for years now is X food and energy, which is the two things that we've mostly eaten
That's
by.
right.
yeah.
So when you look at that's why inflation rate, they keep saying, oh, it was 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%, while inflation was never 2%. It was actually much higher.
8.
But because of what the Fed did with the adding zeros
Like I
to
say,
their
it's a
bank
lot higher
account,
than that.
spending the money, that's why now we're dealing what we're dealing with, and they're going to put us in a deep recession, basically. So
Yeah.
what that means is that there's going to be more Uber and Lyft drivers. We talked about that at the start of the show. Is the pie is about the same. Demand is there, still there. Luckily, it's still there. Although there is some softening, I'm seeing. Kiarra, be careful with food delivery. Is slowing down for sure, and the pie is staying the same. And then there is more people out there. They got to put food on their tables. They got to supplement their W-2s, and that's all they can do. And to me, it is unavoidable, and it was unavoidable. I mean, I know Vinny trades stocks. I see all those multi screens behind him. Vinny, you don't need any of those screens. We'll have to talk about that on the side.
All you need is your
Sergio.
Drop some
phone.
knowledge
Sergio.
on you.
Sergio, they're paid for.
I know, but you don't need them. You don't need them. They confuse you
I
more than
want them.
anything else.
I
You said
want
I
them.
want them.
Oh, I want them. Okay.
Makes them feel special.
I can say that. I put 4 kids through school, and everybody's on their own. I can have a little fun now.
Absolutely. I'm just
Yeah.
messing with you. So
Yeah.
on the macroeconomic side, this is the first time both companies are having enough supply of drivers out there. The reason for that is, like we said, people are taking second, third jobs, and what easier barriers to entry is very easy when it comes to rideshare. If you're breathing, you have a
Yes.
driver's license, you have a car, rental or not, you're on the platform within less than 24 hours, and you're
Yeah, and
driving.
they watch our channels too.
$100 there,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, more. Well, no, we don't call them that. We call them Formica. So correct your language.
And Lyft out here just released 13% of their staff. So I'm one of those staff are gonna now become Lyft drivers.
Yeah,
I'm telling
that's
you,
right.
it is.
Because where they where they released all those people, it wasn't the coders, it was all the hubs that they closed. There is no more in-person support now.
You
It's
see
like-
that?
I got a
You
hub
guys
around the
saw
corner
that,
from
right?
my house. That's the hub I go
In
to, the
fact-
one around
in
the corner.
fact-
It
Not,
ain't there
you think
no
it's
more.
there? Yeah,
No,
it's not there, right? They're all gone now.
No, they're all gone. In fact, Kyle, are you still here? We Zoom. Anyway, so
Well,
he was
the some of the hubs are still there because like there are hubs that run maintenance on them.
Yeah, and the other thing that they shut down is the car services that they were giving you, like oil changes and things like
Yeah.
that.
Really?
on the house.
They did?
They're closing
Oh,
that down.
really? They did that too?
Yeah.
That's
that-
the hub around the corner from my
Fuck.
house. They
that's
got
where
big
the major
bays out
cuts are
there.
coming from. Yeah.
They give me
So
like 50% off an oil change.
They cut the unimportant people as opposed to the coders, which are useless anyway. But and I mean, the macroeconomy is bad, and it's going to get worse, and it's going to be a tough year for gig workers. I mean, I'm not going to lie about it. Like, it's what I'm seeing. I hope I'm
Get your
wrong.
business cards.
The only thing that I hope I'm wrong in more than the supply side, with supply side, you cannot control. People have to make money. They have to put food on the table. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
The part that I hope I'm wrong, which I hope I'm wrong, is the demand destruction this is going to bring on, because when the recession hits, people are going to tighten their belts. They're not going to spend $30 on a 3-mile bar hop, or in a Lux car, or an Uber X car, or they're not going to order that $25 burrito. So it's going to be a tough year any way you look at it. But the macroeconomy is definitely not friendly to the driver at the moment, and it's going to get a little tougher. But before I left, you asked me business models. Look,
Yes.
everybody, I mean, hopefully everybody understands the business model. I called Uber's business model in 2018 in an article I write for Ride Guru. I call it, they throw spaghetti to the wall, let's see which one sticks, and then they go with that for 6 months. If that falls, they throw spaghetti again, and then let's see which one sticks again.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
out of
Exactly.
all the gig companies, however, Uber has proven themselves to be the most resilient and most, you know, they have more pans on the fire than anybody else. Lyft is a one-trick pony. DoorDash is a one-trick pony. Instacart is a one-trick pony.
I'll be right back.
All these companies are on teetering. Really, they really are. I mean, we know what's happening with Lyft. Uber, I think if they survive, they're going to survive because they have so many pots and pans on the fire. The business model initially was just growth, growth, growth at any cost because that's what Wall Street wants. Everything I learned at school, I threw away because in our days, you know, numbers meant something. Then they invented all these words, MAUs, MAPCs, the EBITDA, all this bullshit they invented so they can sell stock. And you know what? To their credit, VCs gave them the money and they grew the business, you know, to a scale that I could not imagine that they would grow it to. But now they're in the money-making phase. Well, when they're money-making phase, who's going to suffer? The driver is going to suffer because that's the only way these people are going to have true profitability, GAAP profitability, as opposed to EBITDA. EBITDA is like, you know, me looking like Brad Pitt on a goddamn every day. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean shit to me. So to me, it's like, show me the money, show me the real money. That's what the investors are telling him. Show us some bottom line because they have massive top line. They have to flow that into the bottom line somehow. And they still haven't made a red cent in 12 years. So does it say anything about that question or the business model? Yeah. You know, I had Professor Len Sherman, who's a good friend from Columbia Business School, about a few months ago. And he said, Sergio, this is a simple business. They got to charge a lot and pay as little as possible. That's the business model. And that's what they're running with algorithms. And finally, they have an algo that's going to do that for them with this upfront screwing thing as opposed to upfront pricing or fares, whatever they call it. So to me, yes, if anybody is going to make money, Uber is going to make money. And their massive scale and top line is most likely, hopefully, if the demand doesn't go away, I think it will. If you know, because the margin, look, another thing the professor said, which made a lot of sense to me, is that he goes, Sergio, take Uber. They're involved in three main businesses: rideshare, food delivery, and trucking now, right? He goes, historically, if you look at all these three businesses, they have been razor thin margin businesses to start with. So the best algos like cabs never made money. You know, trucking never made serious money. Yes, there are conglomerates out there as corporations, but if you look at an actual trucker, like the driver, compare it or a cabbie to a Uber driver, you know, they're not profitable entities, businesses, and food delivery, definitely very low margin business. So the best algos, the best computers, the best coders cannot squeeze too much blood out of a rock. Now, if you want to, you know, they call themselves disruptors. What the fuck are you disrupting? You're not disrupting anything. You're disrupting the cat. So, you know, when they talk about proudly, we're disrupting, we're disruptors. You're not. If you want to really make money, Uber, go disrupt a SaaS or software business with 1,000% margin. Then you'll be swimming in cash. The fact that you have done all this finagling and all these schemes that you put out there, and you're still not profitable, shows that the business model is shit or the underlying business is shit. So yeah, I think Uber will survive. I think it may actually, you know, I said this yesterday and a lot of people got a pushback on it. I don't think they understand. I think a monopoly is good in the rideshare world as opposed to duopoly, because then there's not going to be a race to zero anymore. Now they can raise prices and they can pay maybe the drivers a little bit more.
And that's the other part of that. Yeah, that's the other part of it. Usually when you get a monopoly and they break it up, it's because you're charging too much.
Exactly.
But in this case, they would be able to, and I heard that and I caught that, and I wasn't going to bring it up tonight, but because you brought it up, it's one of the few times where the driver would benefit or the worker bee would benefit from a monopoly, because it usually doesn't happen. And then they can afford to be more picky with who they have on the platform, how many they have on the platform, all of that stuff. That's a very good point. And you got pushback for that? That's surprising.
I did. I got pushback by a couple of knuckleheads. It was like, whatever. I mean, look, I have a finance background. I was on Wall Street for 19 years. When I say something, I'm not going to bullshit you. I know what I'm saying.
Right.
You know, I read
Right.
I read the reports. I listen to the conference calls. I mean, I enjoy doing it. You know, besides that, but you know, there's certain things that people don't understand. Like, you know, when I say these things, and then Chris at the end of the show, and we're chilling out, you know, in the back room, he goes, I don't think many people understood what you said. I go, oh shit, yeah, I probably even either talk too fast or I say some shit that's over the viewer's head. So I constantly have to kind of play this game in my head, saying that what I'm saying is true, but how many people are getting it? And hopefully more are getting it than less. And again, you know, these companies are a necessity. They're part of the social fabric of this country. I mean, Uber is a verb now. I don't want Uber to go away. I don't want Lyft. Well, maybe Lyft. I don't want the DoorDash to go away. I mean, 1 in 6 Americans are involved in the gig economy. What are all these people going to do? I mean, they got to make money. Like you guys, okay? I know you guys are all driving high-end cars and doing the Luxes and, you know, all the high-end stuff, which in your case makes a lot of sense because driving Uber X today is not a profitable endeavor. It's not.
Right.
However, it's not. Look, 6-7 years ago, I drive 40 hours a week and shits and giggles, I make $3,500. I mean, really, just joking around. To make the same money now, you got to drive 70 hours. And why is that? Well, the fare cuts, you know, all the stuff, all the percentages that they're taking is going higher. And at some point, you know, as a driver, ex-driver, you have to say, okay, I have to make an investment. I have to jump up to the next class. Now, I don't want to say I have bad news for you guys, but
don't say it.
No. Listen, Serge, you already know. We let it hang out here, whether it's hanging to the left, hanging to the right, or you got to
It's
bend over
coming
to
anyway,
find it.
so
It's hanging out.
Look, it's coming anyway. It's like all this upfront screwing stuff is coming to the higher platforms as well.
Yeah,
it's going to be upfront, and
it's already there.
Yeah, I mean,
I
don't get it on Lux. I don't get it on Lux.
On Lyft is not there yet.
I get it on Comfort.
No, but it is on Uber. I get it
on
Uber.
It's on Uber, but not on Lyft.
And I'll tell you, I listen to everything Sergio says very intently because I even pause his videos and do his calculations and shit. And me and him go back and forth in the comments. I listen to everything this dude says, man.
You call me with that zero, bro. You call me with that zero.
But you were spot on. It was just 1 0 off, but his whole calculation was correct. But I got it. Like I knew what he was talking about. I got it. I was like, man, this dude is on. He's on.
I got to bring up Kyle's comment here. He says for Sergio, we just need to work on Sergio's presentation and give him a background like Eddie.
This is my son's playroom, bro.
I got
Where's my green screen, bro? Where's my green screen?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, Sergio's the most grounded executive you will ever see. Trust me on that one. Man.
Well, you know what? He's
real.
I didn't know. I knew he had a background in finance. That's obvious. That's obvious, right? I did not know he was on Wall Street for 19 years. So bro, we're gonna do some.
I was an equities and derivatives trader for 19 years.
No doubt.
Dude, Sergio's sharp, man. Dude,
no
sharp.
Doubt.
I listen to him, man. I be in this. I be pausing his videos and shit just to work shit out.
Now you do. Yeah, dude, I know more about that than actually I know about Rideshare. So.
Yeah. So look, I gotta read this, Sergio. I bought it, so I gotta read it now.
Garbage round file.
So, see what I mean? I should have waited.
If that guy was so good at day trading, he wouldn't have written the book.
Wouldn't be writing books. He wouldn't be writing books.
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
Who is it?
Writing books.
You know,
it's Tony Turner. Do you know Tony Turner?
Yeah, look, listen, just like Rideshare, what I told you, find yourself a mentor that you really trust. Because listen, you know, everybody can paper trade. Everybody does this, you know, dance and little dance here, little dance there, and every trade on paper is profitable. You know, I always say this. Look, I coach a lot of traders, I mean, I love coaching. So I tell them, listen, man. You know, the movie, the Tom Cruise movie that he was a NASCAR racer. What was the name of that movie?
Thunder.
Yeah, Days of
Road.
Thunder, right?
Days
There
of
was
Thunder.
one line. There was one line in there that always hit me. And the guy goes, he just comes out as a rookie, tears the tires up, and blows the shit up of the
Right.
car. And then the veteran says, he goes, now you go get your own car and see what you can do out here, right? That's exactly the difference between paper trading and trading your real money. When you're
Right.
paper trading, you have no emotions, you have nothing, you have no fear, you have no anxiety, you have none of these things, right? And as robotic as I trade, and I'm not going to say this, but I don't trade by manual stuff anymore. I do high frequency algorithmic trading.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in my days, my nickname on the exchange was Iceman. So I would be like, I was the calmest, coolest under pressure trader, and I was shitting my pants for sure. Okay, so I'm telling you, it is not an easy thing to do.
That was your poker face.
It's a thing that people are pushing. 90% of day traders lose money. Now,
100%.
if you can get into that 10%, that makes all the money that 90% is losing.
100%.
You're gold, buddy. Okay.
100%. 100%.
You're gonna have to do a video on that because my stomach still drops, even if it's only $100 account.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
See, and that's
Like,
like a lot of
I'm
these
telling
projects
you.
need to understand that, man. We got to start looking for exit strategies to kind of work on when these platforms are screwing us over. We got to have an exit strategy. Be ready to leave the fire. If you don't have a fire escape, you're gonna get burned.
100%. 100%.
Well, I'm gonna be. How long does this thing run? Like hours?
I don't know. As long as you wanted to.
Hours? No, not hours. But we got.
You said you were coming back, so
we held out for you.
So I'm yours. I'll just sit here, have beers, and shoot the shit. What else?
Hey, Brandon took off. Hey, you didn't bring Brandon back in. He's
back. He's back. He's back. He's
back. He's back. Chicago. There you go.
He went out, bro. He went out, ran a $50 2-mile ride in the Audi, then parked it back, and now he's back, bro. Come on, man.
He's got the smile like, shit. He was right.
Busted.
Nah, man, it's not like that anymore over here.
It was not 50. It was 75.
I went to these little girls' room.
No.
What? Wait. What'd I do?
That's a long time.
What'd I do? Videos. Show me the money, Sergio. What the hell did I do? Oh my God.
With that trading shit, probably.
It's always my fault. It's always my fault.
I'm telling you, I gotta make that show. That's gonna be so.
I own it.
Long stream. They say the long stream. Hey, but Sergio streams are good because I wake up late and I'm cooking breakfast, so I'll hit play on my laptop and I gotta go to the speaker.
Okay, there you go.
So I be listening to Sergio as I'm making breakfast, and if he says something, I run back, hit pause, and I start working out the calculations.
Jeff, you know, Kyle, when I first met you in freaking January, you had zero fucking sense of humor. Now you have a sense of humor. See, I like that. You stuck it first, and we're all thinking, what do you mean is worst SMTMC Sergio? And then you've got the long stream. He goes there.
Exactly. See,
I love
learning,
this. I love
you're
this
learning, man.
I gotta watch earliest videos.
Yeah, I always watch videos. I just hit play and I'll be cooking, man. It's like I can listen to it through the speaker system, so I'm getting information. Like that's my news for the day. Playing these long videos, that's my news. I don't watch the news. I listen to long videos.
Remember you were doing that. You were doing that Lyft bonus, right?
Yeah.
The math made sense for you to do that next 7 trips, bro. Let me tell you something.
Well, and that's what I did on Sunday. I woke up. You said get up the next day and do them. So I got up and I did the 7 trips, and I made that 140.
You do those squeeze those 262s with your timer DF, and I'm telling you.
Then that's what I did. If you look the next day, you'll see a bunch of $2.62 rides.
That's what you have to do.
You'll see it on the next day. I listen to you, man. I listen to you. You probably think nobody listens. We listening to you, man.
When they show you the money, bro, you got to do it.
Hey, and I did it. I knocked that shit out. I said, okay, let me get my ass up. Sergio's like, get out there. I'm like, all right, hold up. Let me get
it. Get those 262s in, bro.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, the Sergio said something to me last week that just really did me good. And it was, he likes the way our channel rolls because we flow together and we have a good time while we're doing it. And we're trying to help people, obviously, but
Yeah.
We are in a garage, right? And
Yeah.
this is what the environment. People come in with questions, we answer the questions, try to help them. If you ain't
Facts.
learning something every day, then you might as well quit and die. Ain't what's the fucking point, right?
For real.
Oh, and that's the other thing. We got to stop cussing. We cuss a little
man.
too much.
Yes,
we got to go to
sporadically.
We got to go to what is it?
There's an 80 in the house, man. Come on, man.
You got to be 18 or older to drive anyway. So what's the problem? Or 21 or older.
Yeah, but especially a lot of my videos show people how to actually work on cars. I think drivers need to learn how to save money where you can, because a rainy day is coming. Trust me, a rainy day is coming, and you got to save money. You got to drive more efficient. You got to save money. Work on your car, do brakes, something, figure it out, because they're about to drop the hammer on us, man. It's about to get bad. So something's going to happen.
Remember, I got into this by accident.
I remember when I used to drive Uber, I was like, man, I'm stacking a ton of money. Now that money's dried up. It's like, now I'm on Lyft Lux now because the money on Uber dried up for me. So the rainy day is coming. We've got to figure it out. Something's about to happen.
I don't know. Vinny's been around for 7 years like me. So Eddie, how long you've been driving?
I've been around for only 2.
2? Shit. How about you?
Yeah, remember I started this because of the pandemic. I had to do something.
Yeah, I've been 3.
So I started ride sharing, and
how long you been around?
Yeah,
I've only been doing this the least. I've been doing it just over. I just hit my year mark like last week.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He only does upgraded though. That's a thing.
So
he don't remember the days
with all the respect to all of you, right? So me and Vinny are the seniors here.
Yeah.
True.
Hey, calm down.
I used to call, not age-wise, Vinny, not age-wise. I mean, come on.
But yeah, I probably got them all beat, but you.
Okay. So
actually, I might have you beat.
I said, this. I had an interview the other day. I think it was CNBC. This guy from CNBC calls. He goes, I want to do whatever. I go, fuck it, whatever. Let's talk about it. So he goes, what would you say about the gig economy? I go, in general. I go, here's what I say about the gig. Tim Maloney, and he put the whole shit in there. You guys can go read it. He goes, what would you say about the gig economy then and today? Because knowing that you've been around for this long. I go, this was a wonderful gig, and these 2 companies managed to suck the life out of it. That's what I said.
It did.
And he fucking put it in there. I'm like, here you go. You got some balls, Tim. There you go. So it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful gig. It really was an amazing, wonderful gig, and they sucked the life out of it.
Yeah. And a lot of people talk about how it used to be so much money in Uber X. Like, I hear it all the time. It was like crazy money in Uber X with bonuses and promos. Like you said, and now it's drying up for a reason. We've got to figure it out and have an exit strategy. A lot of people don't have the next level of how am I going to take care of my family, even in their heads right now. Yeah. They're thinking this is going to be forever. Talk to any driver that's been driving for 5-10 years, and they'll tell you, dude, this is nothing compared to what we used to make. Nothing.
Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. This is not even peanuts compared to what we used to make.
Yeah.
It's just not even close. And I've always driven X, right? I've always driven X. So look, you guys are, smart enough, lucky enough, and if you have more foresight than I did, obviously. But I wasn't doing this as a career. Like, I was just doing it for different reasons. However, X is the most popular standard. Lyft X is the most popular platform. So
it is. Yeah.
When you guys are talking with all your BMWs and Q7s and Escalades, you're not really talking to the X.
Brendan.
You know what I'm saying? Because you guys are special cases and you did whatever you did. But
there's still going to be people out there talking about it.
There is not a Uber black driver today that's making as much money that I was making on X 6 years ago.
Exactly.
Amen.
That's the point.
Amen.
That's how I keep saying something's happening.
I've only been in here for 2 years.
Make way more than what we
How
make,
much money were you making? Okay, how much? I mean,
let's say I make 6.
I'll send you screenshots if you want, because I have kept all my screenshots. My worst.
I'm telling you, Uber X was like driving an upgraded platform.
You know why? Because you had a multiplier that you could do a Santa Monica to LAX trip, which is literally 9 miles, and you can extend it like a cabbie, go 405, 105.
Chapo.
Yeah, there you go. And that ride at 3X at 8 in the morning was $80. The same ride today is $12.
Yes, sir.
Damn, crazy.
Yes, sir.
And like right now, I tell everybody when I take my BMW, if I want to do Uber, I'll do Uber Eats in my BMW before I drive Uber X. because Uber Eats will pay me a ton of money.
I 100% guarantee you that you would be making more money today doing Uber Eats, Kiarra. That's true.
Yeah.
Because I drove last 4 months just strictly delivery because I have a project I'm working on, not only doing it as a delivery person, but I'm also meeting restaurant owners, managers, talking to them about how it was during the pandemic, how they survive with these companies, right? And unequivocally, on active hour, I'm making at least $46 to $51 an hour on Uber Eats. Now,
Easily.
I'm in a white middle class, upper middle class neighborhood. Thank God for the tips. Otherwise, this shit is so bad. I'm even getting Prop 22 money. First time in my life. And I was like, wow. Yeah, you know why, Vinny? Because when you base fare is $2.75 on a trip, but then there is a $10 tip on it, that's a $12 order. Well, Prop 22, as a rideshare driver, I had never gotten a penny out of Prop 22, which is another scam, by the way. Uber and Lyft are making billions of dollars on that shit. But I'm working with a very famous journalist on that one. That's coming.
We can't wait for that. We're waiting for that one.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh,
and then Jeff knows what I'm working on with another very famous journalist.
I got you, man. I got you.
I'm not out there to get these guys, but the way as badly as they treat their drivers, you got to get punched in the nose once in a while.
It's inhumane. A lot of this shit is inhumane. We have people sitting in seats of cars for 80 to 90 hours a week. Back problems, leg problems, circulation problems. I mean, 80, and they're doing it for like $15 an hour. That's inhumane to me, man.
You're making such a great point. This is what we're missing, and that's what I'm going to actually start talking about on our channel. And it's just not about the money. It's about the physical, mental, psychological cost of being a goddamn Uber driver. Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody talks enough about this, and I think it's time that we just bring it out and talk about it because, you're sitting in the car 70 hours, driving drunks around, doing this, doing that, but at what cost, right? What is the cost?
What cost are we doing?
The car wearing out, your body is wearing out, mentally, you're God knows where you are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like every day you hear carjacking, stabbings, this and that. I mean, this is not and
it's not easy.
And the stigma that people have, which I hate, is that, oh, you're just an Uber driver. I go, no, you go fuck yourself.
Bro, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not an Uber driver, bro. I'm more educated than you. I know more shit than you will ever know.
There you go.
And if I make more money than them too.
I choose to drive. I am not just an Uber driver. And to me, that's the
man. You're a therapist for a kid that's going through a breakup right now. You're driving her, educating her while she's crying, bawling her eyes out in the back seat. You're being her
Dr.
father
Phil
for the next 15 minutes. And it takes a certain driver to empathize with a passenger like that.
We are the answer to those that lost their jobs.
Man, I mean, I deal with people all day, and you're basically their therapist and helping them from going postal. So you got to keep yourself from going postal. It's like
how many trips have you guys had where people just requested just to talk to somebody? Just to talk to somebody. I've had that many times.
That's wild. Well, not me, because I do middle of the night trips trying to get people home. But those people, I've driven a lot of broken people around.
Just to talk to me. They need to talk to somebody. Miami Gardens, Opalaka.
Dude,
I had one up in Miami. Many in Miami Beach I've had.
You probably saved from somebody from going postal that day.
Well,
I mean, people are doing some crazy stuff, man.
Again, to Jeff's point, right? He's so right? We're the shrink. We're the guy that just lost his job and he's fucking crying in it. We're the guy that just got dumped by the girlfriend. They're just fucking talking about it, right?
Yep.
I mean, and there is a price for that we're paying. I mean, we're
taking it all in. We're taking it all in.
Mentally, we're paying a price for that. And these I'm sorry, I'm cussing too much. These companies don't understand because we are one push button away from getting fired.
Nothing but a number.
And that's what pisses me off. And you know what? My wife says, what is your plan, Sergio? You going to go get these guys? I go, if I can take them down, I'll take them down.
Hey,
I don't think I can.
It's
but
business,
if I can, I will. Because there's a better way of doing this. There is a better way.
You're fighting for humanity in my eyes, because this is more than just business. It becomes a part of being human. You got to empathize with people. I mean, a lot of these people out there are losing wives. A child just died. A dog just died. And we're taking all of these people and we're like taking all their problems, knowing that the moment they get out of the car, Uber can fire us for something 2 days ago. And it's like, wait a minute, I just did a great service for somebody and you fired me over a hamburger that somebody said didn't get delivered? What?
I had a trip today. This is no joke because y'all brought it up, where I had two young guys, just got off work. Now, I already showed you guys. We got a freaking hurricane like 100 miles north of me right now that the bands are all the way down in the Keys, right?
Yeah.
I get these two guys. It's pouring down rain. It's an XL ride. It's going 2 miles. I'm like, all right, no problem. Let's go get in the car. I ain't worried about getting wet. It's leather. I get him in the car. The dude put in the wrong. He was going to a Publix. He put in the wrong Publix. Ron, right over here off 94th and Pine Island and Commercial. But they was going to the Publix on 441 and Commercial. Anyway, the guy said, I don't know if they was trying to run a game or not, but bro, it was raining. They were standing in the rain waiting on me. In the rain. They were soaked. So the guy says, oh, no, man, I need to go to the other Publix. I'm like, all right, I'm strapped. I ain't worrying about nothing, right? So I said, no problem, bro. We'll take you down. So I just keep driving. I don't end the trip. I say, try to change it in the app. Do what you got to do. We get about halfway there. And the dude's like, shit, it ain't letting it go through. So I'm figuring he ain't got enough money on his card or whatever to pay for the ride. I said, no problem, dude. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. We're going down the street. I'll take you down there. It was only a couple miles. Like, why would you not help out? It's a goddamn hurricane outside. Why would you? What? But you know, it's some nasty ass.
But you got burnt
that
too
would
many
put
times.
them out on the side of the road. They'll put him out on the side of the road. Yeah, but even in that case, you suck it up. God's good to you. Suck it up and keep it moving.
But I'm saying there are those that have been burnt too many times, and they're not willing to do that. People don't have these emotions anymore.
Nope. They lost the humanity, man. Everything's app-driven.
A one-star, and somebody said, "Oh, you said some sexual harassment words to me." I got that 2 weeks ago. I showed
got
you
that. Yeah.
See, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
so it's just
man.
like you.
And it's just so they can get a free ride. They get a free ride or a free hamburger. It's stupid. Yeah. It's like you ruin somebody's life.
4 years ago, in the college towns, even here at the University of Miami and Nova University, there was this flyer going around talking about requesting for other riders. So there were people that would be requesting for their friend, even though it's them, but they would then lie and say, "Oh, I never got picked up," because they knew that their phone GPS would be different from the GPS of the Uber phone or your phone itself, and that Uber will believe the passenger.
The passenger, yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that has happened before. I mean, it was on Facebook that they were passing this flyer around. You know what I mean?
People are like that, man. And now they got people signing for food because they got tired of getting scammed out of food. So now they're signing for food now. It's like passengers will lie. They will lie. And we got to deal with that stress, not knowing if we're dealing with a liar or not. And am I going to be paid this $30 or I'm going to be shafted for this $30? It's stress,
or
man.
they shut your app off for like a month or a couple of weeks, man. It sucks.
Yeah. I've only had that happen to me once.
You deal with it. But Sergio, see, one of my story was I was picking up a client, and he called me because he had a nail in his tire. So he's like, I don't want to drive my car, so that's why I called you. I was like, you know what? I'll fix it really quick. Don't worry about it. Right? I go there. It was a $30 ride. I go there. I take the plug out. I plug the tire. I take the nail out. I plug the tire, and boom, he cancels the ride. I guess I don't need you no more. So,
wow. He didn't tip you, right?
No, he didn't tip me. But this was the Diff Eyewear. He owns a Diff Eyewear website, and he said that he was very thankful and impressed by what I did.
Oh, that guy.
That he became my sponsor. Yeah, the Diff Eyewear.
Well,
so hey, came back.
Well, man. If you put the link in the chat group there, people will know to go to that website.
So you put in you did something, a great deed. You were not looking for money or anything like that. And
man, I'm all for paying it forward. You know what? Karma is a bitch. It'll come bite you in the ass. So, maybe that's called in this day and age, it's called old world. You know what I mean? But I hear that quite a bit now. Is, you're so old world. Like, whatever, bro. It's okay. Yeah. At least my attention span is not 15-second TikTok video, you moron. So I was like, hey,
Hold on. We got something for Kiarra here. Jesus says, "Oh yeah, such BS. Some restaurants want us to fill out a form to pick up Uber Eats orders." Kiarra,
Yeah.
have you come across that yet?
Yes.
What the hell is that about?
So what owners have told me is there was this one restaurant, this pizza shop down here, and they want you, sometimes they want you to sign, other times they want you to show them that you swiped and confirmed, they can see that you're this person's address. They said it's because last week they literally lost $200 worth of food from people taking screenshots of the order,
They're
showing
lying.
that
Oh.
People
and
are
then showing
hungry.
that image to
Yeah,
the
man.
restaurant, and then walking off with people's food and never
Wow.
getting delivered to them. Another
Scam.
thing that will happen is after they cancel it, it'll keep putting that ride in the queue. So sometimes you'll get to the restaurant and the guy's like, that order left two people ago, 3 people
That
ago.
happened to me a long time ago. I wonder how that happened. It was like somebody, that order's already been picked up, and I'll be like, what? Then how did I get it?
What they're
Somebody
doing,
stole the food. That's what happened.
that's another thing about the new drivers coming into the market. Not all of them are, good people. They're scammers. Also,
The pandemic time.
Yeah. One time,
Definitely.
watching this guy, and the same thing happened where his order had gotten picked up, and he was like, did my order get stolen? I was like, yeah, if you order something in the area, I'll try to drive over there and I'll pick it up for you. Like, I feel bad because he was waiting for it for over an hour and never came.
Wow.
And yeah, so he ended up ordering some other food. I didn't get to drop his food off, but I try to reach out to people and let them know, not everyone is, out here trying to scam you for food. There are some good people still out here delivering.
And see, and that's the part of us being independent contractors and businesses. I mean, we got to deal with the analytics behind, shrinkage and theft. We got to deal with these people all day, every day. We know scammers are out there, whether a ride or a delivery. And it's like, we want to do business with people, but we have to be careful of who we do business with, because we won't get paid for the time investment, the fuel investment, and all of that. We won't get paid for that. So we're actually doing business analytics on the go. Uber and Lyft, they're going to be taken care of. They're not worried about it. We're the ones who are going to lose out. We drive 20 miles somewhere and we end up getting $0 for it. Like, well, that was just opportunity, gas, and time I'll never get back.
Yeah. But
it happens all the time.
Is that if that happens so much or so frequently, certain restaurants may start to say, especially if they're not getting a lot of business off of Uber Eats, they'll straight up say this isn't worth it. And then that's another restaurant taken off the platform because of these scams. Well,
I just did a video about that the other day. When I kept getting those requests, I would show up at the people, drive 15 minutes, and then 5 people come walking up to the car. I'm like, I can't take 5. I got a 4-passenger car. Now, what Uber and Lyft need to do is on the app, instead of just on the way bill, say it on the actual app.
It's on the app.
This driver can only take 4.
It's on the app.
It's on the app.
It's on the way bill. It'll show my car can take 4.
No, before you request, the different ride types tell you how many people can get in the car.
Yeah.
It tells you that.
It tells you
a lot
that.
of people don't even use that. They'll say that
you
1
know
or 2 people.
But they know better, Jeff. They just try to get a free ride.
And we're not paid the cancellation fee when we get there. That's the problem.
Or they take advantage of thirsty riders, and I've seen a guy taking 7 people in a Toyota Camry.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not doing that. I'm not, because you get into a car accident, the insurance company can say that was gross negligence on the part of the driver for fill that car with that many people.
But you know what? That's gonna happen a lot now, guys, with the upfront pricing, upfront fares, right? Yeah, it's happening a lot, because if you guys see any of these long distance trips that are all being declined, right? So that's gonna be like a huge problem for ex-drivers, which is, if I'm going to go 80 miles, 100 miles, and in LA, it's pretty easy. I mean, you can go east, west, south, north, 80 miles, no problem. Yeah. And I'm sure, Vinny, your area, you keep saying you're in a 200-mile zone, right? And you're in a higher platform. But for ex-drivers who are already not getting paid shit, what people are doing is passengers are also scammy and sinister as well. They just go order a 2-mile trip. You pick them up because you see it up front. It's a 2-mile trip with a half-a-mile pickup. Wonderful, I'll work.
Ron knows all about that.
And then they get in right away. They change the address to where they want it to go. Now the trip is 80 miles, and now Uber doesn't adjust for that extra 80 miles, or you're going to make absolute garbage money. because
That's
the new
funny.
algorithm is pricing these long trips so horribly wrong, right? That's going to be the new thing that the drivers have to deal with. Because if you tell to that passenger, because the ride started already, you tell them, you know what? No, this is as far as I'm willing to go. Even if you're nice and say, I have to pick up my son from school, do this, do that, 1 star, and they'll do some bullshit comment and some, some AI bullshit HR algo will pick it up and say, yep, you're deactivated. So
I was picking up on Sergio's thing. I was picking up a lady the other night. So funny. I was only taking her to her house. That was it. The app was trying to do something stupid. Her second stop was this far away.
Oh my shit!
What the hell?
Oh, what the?
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn,
Guess
where
where
is
it was?
that?
It was
LA or
in
what?
Canada. That's
Canada?
going to Canada.
Oh my god!
Yeah, her name was Ashley, dude. That I had to screenshot that shit. I started laughing. That was her drive.
Wouldn't Lyft cars? Wouldn't they charge your
Dude,
card?
This
Like
is
a
how
free
far
offer?
she was going. She was going all the way up to Canada.
Damn.
And I said, well, I can just
Oh, my
drop you off at
God.
home. She was like, no, I was trying something and it just gave you that address. I don't know why I did that. People, because when I picked her up, it said 5 minutes. So I went and picked her up. I took her 5 minutes to her house, but it said second stop. She says, no, that's not right. I don't know why I did that. But it never showed me. So people can pick up a ride thinking it's 5 minutes and end up in Canada.
You never know.
I was like, hell, I screenshot that shit. She said, no, please cancel that. I said, I hope it didn't charge you for that. She was like, I don't know. I'll know once you cancel it. So I had to hurry up and
How
try to
much
get
was
out of
it?
the ride.
Well,
How much
before all
was the
that,
Canada?
That's a good question. How much was that trip? That's a good question.
Well, it paid me like $12 to take her the 5 minutes because I was picking her up from one house, taking her to another house, but it had a second stop that I didn't know was even on there because it never told me it was a second stop. And she said she was trying to erase the second stop, but
Did they
she
give you a
couldn't.
price for the second stop?
I don't know if she got charged for it or not. It only gave me
Dog.
That's what I'm
$12.
saying.
Dog.
Like, wouldn't they have
Dog.
like a pre-author?
I
Dog.
wonder how much this is
But
going
Ghost
to
Rider.
imagine if you picked
Ghost
up somebody
Rider.
thinking you was going 5 minutes and it was giving you a like an hour stop after that. You won't know until you move the button over. You won't know that.
Jeff, it's called Ghost Rider.
Man.
Dude,
I
you get
swear,
all the way
dude
to
said-
Vegas. You get all the way to Vegas and realize, oh shit.
Exactly. 'Cause I'd have been
Then you
like,
call home.
"Forget
Then
that,
you
man,
call home
no."
and tell the missus, "Hey, I accidentally took a trip to Vegas. I'll see you tomorrow."
real.
There's a
Hey.
YouTube video, and I don't know if it's true or not.
Vinny, that was 1,900 minutes, buddy. That was 30 hours. What are you talking about? You could have gone to Canada with that shit. You know, I'm sharp in math, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
See,
it's like,
exactly. That was 30 hours. I'm like,
later.
there's no way. Dude,
Yeah, 30
listen,
hours
not a
and
later.
problem.
Lyft never showed me
I've
the
done-
second
wait,
stop.
wait.
Lyft
I've done
never
the
showed
rip
me the
twice.
second. It only showed me the first stop.
I've done the rip twice from here to Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, man.
And they talk
Yeah.
about West Virginia's rough. I did Cleveland, Ohio. Y'all ever driven in Cleveland?
Yeah, nope.
You know who makes the most money in Cleveland? The tire
Who's that?
alignment stores, the tire alignment shops,
Damn.
You hit
the
every
tire
cousin.
alignment.
Yeah.
I ain't ever seen that many damn potholes in all my life. When I got back with Kitty the first time, Kitty was riding. She was limping. She was like a dog that stepped in a sticker patch. She was limping coming home, shaking like this all the way down the road. Bro, terrible. 2 inches of snow on the ground, and it's that East Coast icy shit. It ain't even fluffy white snow. It's that nasty ice. Oh, bro, I'll never forget it. Never forget it. I take the ride. Let's go.
Yeah, I
Anyway.
didn't know that second stop was on there. And that's the trick about Lyft. They'll tell you a trip is 5 minutes. So you'd be like, all right, cool, I'll go get them. But what if the next one behind is like an hour? As soon as you hit at stop, now you're stuck. Because you thinking you just taking this person to the grocery store, and now you're like, no, you have
Right.
another hour of driving to go. You're screwed.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
you know, it's only supposed to be like, I think it's 5 minutes in between stops.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
It is, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
think
I
it's
wish
five-
it
it's
showed
5
me
minutes in
if
between
it said, I
stops.
wish when Lyft sent a request, it said this request has multiple stops and told you the total time of all the stops, not just the first stop is 5 minutes.
Yeah, I hear you on
It's
that.
when,
If it
yeah,
would've
when
told
you
me-
arrive.
If it would have said this stop has 2 rides and the second stop is 1,974 minutes away, I'd have been like, decline.
It would show you. It shows you an upfront pricing on Lyft, but on the regular platform on Lyft Basic.
Yeah, on Lux, it don't show that. It
They'll
was a
tell you
Lux
that's a stop
ride.
at.
Yeah, it was a Lux. I would have said decline,
Yeah, that one works.
and I would have been like, nope, I'm not going on 1,900 miles from home. Hell no.
You said Canada. How much is it from here?
I
to
got
Canada?
an app for you to use to get around that.
What's that? Because they need to show
talk
like
about
the
it.
whole
We'll talk about
trip.
it
Like,
offline.
what are you asking me to do? You're asking me to go
Alrighty,
5
we're
minutes and 15 or 5 minutes and an hour. What are you asking me to do? They need to show that up front.
I'll show you an app that shows you that, but I'll show you offline.
Oh, here we go.
No.
All right.
probably
Well,
Kiarra.
listen.
There's no secrets here, Brandon. What's going on, man? Come on now. I even
You
told
can't
about,
But here's the
here's
thing.
about
Here's the thing,
spoofing
Jeff.
GPS, bro. Come on now.
It's an app called Mistro. It will actually tell you
It still works?
Yeah. It shows me the drop off location and the distance.
See,
And
that's what I need.
it doesn't show me the price. I don't care about the price. I just care about where the destination is.
Even for multiple stops, it'll show you multiple stops and everything.
I haven't.
Because what
I hardly ever get multiple stops.
What irritates me on Lux is sometimes it'll say something like 10 minutes, which is cool. So I'll go take the person, but it'll be like I'm just taking them to Circle K and back home, or like Walgreens and back home. I'll be like, I don't have time for that because I'm in the middle of a search area. I'm trying to get multiple rides, not just one long ride that's there and back. I'm trying to get more than one ride.
Well, there is 3 apps we're actually going to start working with.
Yeah.
One is called the Mover. So I have an interview with the CEO next week. He's going to set me up with a free account to test it. So this is pretty much like Mistro, but a much better version of Mistro.
Yeah.
There is another one called Driver Utility Hub, which I really like. I'm using that already. It's fantastic. So, there are all these apps that you guys can use that can eliminate all that fluff garbage offers you guys are getting. It won't even hit your pin screen, you know what I mean? Before it comes in, it just kind of kicks it out.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. All of these apps that are out there that's trying to help drivers, the Uber and Lyft don't want nobody using those apps because they know.
You gotta put them out there. I want to know.
We had the CEO of Para last week, and the guy worked at Uber for 1.5 years, and he set up all their Vegas operations. And he was willing, because he had no NDA left, he was willing to talk about all the shit that he went through for 1.5 years at Uber.
Yeah,
and,
that's one thing. You guys get some really good guests on that show. I listened to a couple weeks ago. You had the attorneys on there.
Yeah,
bro, that was some really enlightening. That was some really and for everybody, if you don't know about the Rideshare guy and what they do, every Tuesday night, I believe it's 7:00.
No, every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern.
So 6 p.m. on Tuesday nights, you can check him out. Sergio is there. He's letting them have it. I think he's a little freer here right now. And, there was 2 things. I don't know if y'all caught this in the beginning. I think we were still off air at the time. He said, I think in a week and a half, he said something about being a free agent. I don't know. I could have misheard that.
No,
I don't miss much. I don't miss much. I don't miss much.
I know. But you know what? Honestly, again, we talked about with the Harry situation and Rideshare guy.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. I am never shy to ask what I'm worth. Okay. Now, what I think I'm worth may be way over what you think I'm worth. but such is life, right? But if you never ask, if you never ask, you shall never receive. So to me,
the worst they can say is no.
See, Sergio is worth a Lux ride, and you trying to give him a DoorDash delivery. Shit's not the same, man.
No, it's not, man. So I'm like, I go, so I'm sure he will say fine, but there is a small likelihood that it's a no, and it's not the first time I heard no in my life, and it ain't gonna crush me. So it's all.
Well, I'll tell you, like from a very business-minded driver that I am. The only reason why I really watched the Rideshare guy is because you were on there. Like I said, I had them subbed already, and I would never watch them because it was fluff. Once you hit, oh man, it became a whole nother channel. But I'm not the only one that agrees.
I appreciate that. So I called, I joked with Harry the other day because I talk to him obviously quite often. I go, this is the new and improved version of the Rideshare.
It is. I believe it is.
I've been watching the Rideshare guy from like the second week. I remember where Harry was driving his car. He talked about the story.
Yeah.
And I remember his he was in his room, his living room, with his painting in the back, little painting in the back. I remember watching.
I used to watch back then, and I'm like, this is a bunch of fluff. It doesn't do me any good. I can't use this information.
You can say it's fluff because maybe he didn't add a lot of spice to it. But there are people he had that did certain things that people took a lot of information from.
Yeah.
You know, like one of the things that I regret. I'm saying this right now in front of the screen is the referrals.
Yeah.
He talked about that, about referrals. The rideshare guy made a lot of money. I mean, in the millions. Him, Professor, Simple Driver, Revolution. Well, Gigolo. I mean,
That's when they were. That's when they were being fair with the referrals.
Yeah,
now
that
they're
would be
not
fair.
being
But what
fair
I'm
with.
saying is that they were talking about how to push out referrals and get people on board, but then also help them. That's why he created this, this whole conglomerate thing. So
he was smart enough. He was smart enough to see it coming.
Yeah.
He was smart enough to see it
He
coming.
got in early. He got in early.
You know,
And
you
God
wouldn't
bless
quit, look,
him.
man. You wouldn't quit a six-figure job with all benefits and shit, to do this, right? So he had the foresight. You got to give him credit on that. But I told him the other day, I go, Harry, I don't think we're getting enough subs because your face is on the fucking YouTube channel. Can we change this? and then he goes, what are we gonna put there? We'll just put the RSG logo or something. I go, why is your face on this thing? I go, I mean, people see you and they look at you and they go like, shit, it's Harry. I don't like Harry.
That's messed up. His brand
but see, now you guys are getting the client because a lot of people that do rideshare now used to be corporate guys. We used to be business owners. So we want fresh material that we can use to help build our business. We're not there to be entertained. Yeah. We're there to explain a few things. Like my man James that just got in the comments. He called the attorney that he called Bryant the other day. Now he got Bryant's information off your page. He just had a wreck Saturday. He called Bryant. That's what we need, information. I don't want to be entertained. Give me information. I need to make this.
You know what? Yeah. Entertainment. Actually, I wanted to ask you guys a question. Entertainment is a good thing to have, but when you're dealing with nickel and diming you to death kind of a situation, you need a little bit more direction, right? So, a good friend of mine, he's in LA as well, and he has his own channel. So I'm sure you all know that. So he's calling for a strike, right? 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. Okay.
Yep.
What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think? You guys are all going to strike?
I'm not doing it because I don't think it was properly planned.
No, many years they've been talking about Jeff, are you going to strike? Are you going to do the strike?
I'm not going to strike because it wasn't properly planned out.
Okay. How about you, Eddie?
No.
No.
Okay. It doesn't make.
I've been an Uber and Lyft driver for 7 years, along with the food delivery Uber Eats when it first came out. Uber Eats tried to do the Miami Uber Eats drivers tried to do a strike because Uber Eats had dropped their fares to like an all-time low, like $1.50 for a pickup. Like that's how bad it was. And they went to the hub in Wynwood, in our Wynwood area, to protest with all the scooters in the front. I can count the scooters, 25 scooters out there. And I mean, we've been talking about protesting for years now. It's been, since year 3, they've been talking about protest. And I mean,
you know what? I said this on the show yesterday. I am not against strikes, but I don't think it works. Okay.
No.
So, us being the biggest channel, if you put all the channels together, it's like 250,000 subs, and there's 2 million drivers out there. Most people don't even know who I am or who RSG is or who whoever who is, right? But they're not getting enough information. But I think the biggest thing that we could do collectively as drivers would be, it's not a strike, right? So local, I call this local mafia hits on Uber and Lyft, okay? So, I know my town really well. I know where the demand is. I know where the trips are. So I know in Santa Monica, if I had maybe 1,000 drivers and we all turned our apps off at 7 a.m. collectively, because we all need a piss break. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, because we have the freedom and flexibility to turn our apps off. Whereas, that's your game, right? It's their game. They go freedom and flexibility. There is nothing written in the terms of service. I read all 28 pages of it that I cannot turn the app off whenever I want. Okay. So we just go turn all our apps off. What will happen to that surge in that 10 minutes with 800 trips coming in every 10 seconds?
Yeah.
It's going to skyrocket.
Yeah. And then so what we'll do is we'll just turn on, and some people will like a $20 surge. Some people hang on a little bit more, get a $30 surge, do our trips, and wash, rinse, repeat. This is the only way you can get back to these companies. You cannot.
Isn't there somebody already doing it? at an airport.
Sergio, I thought didn't we do
No,
that in Washington
airports they can
D.C.?
shut down. But look, any airports you cannot do because airports are not public property.
Got
And
it.
if you do it at airports, they can deactivate you.
That is why that DC had
And
a story
also,
like that.
and also, when they did it at the airports, what happened is that Uber and Lyft and the airport police forced everybody who was in queue in the parking lot to turn their apps on. You cannot sit in there with your app off and manipulate the service.
Right.
We got
Right.
it. Fort Lauderdale Airport,
But if I'm
Santa
sitting
Monica.
at Vaughn's parking lot in Santa Monica, I can do whatever the fuck I want with the app. You cannot tell me what to do with that app. So I'm actually, there is a version of this in South America. I'm actually working on this pretty hard. There's an app that drivers will just join, and the app automatically turns everybody's apps off at 7 a.m. Automatically. You just have to join the app. That's it. You don't have to do anything. It just turns everybody's apps off locally. And then we'll create a little bit of a surge, and then whoever is patient gets the highest surge, and then we'll do our trips, wash, rinse, repeat for 7 to 9 a.m. That's real money hitting your pocket. And if you start making instead of $40 an hour because you did one trip with a $25 surge, now there'll be some crying heart liberals out there who say, oh yeah, but the passengers are getting hurt. Well, the passengers are getting hurt now anyway because Uber jacked the prices 50 to 70% on them anyway.
You ain't lying.
I'm like, bro, it's okay.
They could take a taxi.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Take the bus. Take the bus.
That's what they're trying to do anyways.
Hey, is that app available?
Not yet. It's coming.
Because at some point, these people are going to run out of money by being overcharged. They're going to run out of money. And just like a lot of people are living out of savings accounts right now because the price of gas, the price of food, the price of rent, people are living out of savings accounts now. If Uber
you mean that 60%
it's only going to push people further into living out of their savings accounts. They've got to cut that shit out. They're charging people $52 for a 15-minute trip, and the driver's getting $9. This is the kind of shit they're doing. They're hurting passengers. They're not really killing us because we're trying to get the surge, get $2 a mile, this and that. They're killing these passengers, man. They're killing them.
Oh, we Zoom.
We Zoom. He's already gone, but I wanted to bring this back up. Okay. Yeah, because he already left.
You know, he sends me this picture today. He goes, I had a horrible day. I'm like, yeah, because you couldn't log on to your Lyft Lux and you just were forced to do the $4 Uber trips on your Tesla Y. and then he sends me another picture. He buys this like 4 pounds of goddamn crab. He goes, yeah, but you don't have this. I go, you asshole.
That's
he brought up he you know, he's joking, but he ain't joking. I mean, I know our streams run 2 hours on average. This is the longest stream we've been online right now. We're going to put this up in about 5 minutes.
Okay, we got a good crowd, though. We got a really good crowd.
Hold on. But this is a hell of an idea, though. A 24-hour stream for charity. I'm just putting it out there, and I'm putting it out to everybody in the comment section too.
I'm in.
24-hour stream for charity.
I'm in
for some kind of charity. I think it'd be a hell of an idea.
I'll put my border collie right here. My border collie will sit. He'll be energetic the whole 24 hours.
No.
For every $50 we raise, I will do an Uber X ride and my murdered out Audi.
Wow.
Nice.
So see, there's something to think about. And remember, I said it to the group the other day. We remember that idea that I had. I ain't gonna put it out here on the channel.
I could do 8.
But you remember that idea I had where I said, hey, hand the baton.
Yeah.
Something like this. I bet you we could tie that in together. Yeah, we could tie it in like that, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So charity stream. Yeah, Jose. I think that's Jesus. I think that's a great idea. I think that's something that'll go down in the book.
All
right. Well, Sergio,
you had a tough question. Where's the tough question?
How do we get drivers to save money? Because even like Steven says, a lot of drivers don't even have 1K in savings. We can make 1K in a weekend working. Why can't people have 1K in savings? We need to teach these drivers how to save money so we can strike one day possibly.
Yeah, financial management obviously is not Uber driver's strong point, okay?
But that's your strong point.
Remember what Kalanick said.
This is what you do, Serge. You're good at it. You're good at it.
You know what Kalanick said?
You know, like you guys, I watched you guys actually last week. You guys were talking about pivot and, pivot, right? Pivot is important in everything in life. You got to pivot. You got to know your pivot in trading. You got to know where the pivot points are. And to me, Now, see, I've only done this 6 months. I'm like such an amateur at this because I kind of go with my gut feeling, which what people are gonna like, and when I talk about it.
Yeah.
But now, actually, again, Harry goes, do whatever you want. I'm like, okay, fuck it. So I'm gonna just kind of start directing more like attention to, besides just driving education tips and tricks and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Right? More into a show about financial education, more about saving money,
Yeah.
more about all these important
Yeah.
things that I know a lot of Uber drivers are not doing. Okay.
Yeah.
So, like diversify actually, instead of just being rideshare and food delivery, just, start talking about important things in general that they need to do outside the, turning the wheel right and left. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
like
know that-
working on your
you
own
know-
car. That's what I try to get people to
That's
do.
what we
Do your
encourage
own
everybody to
race.
do in the first place.
This is how Sergio. That's why we're all here.
Yeah, I know.
That was the
We're a
whole point of
diversified
that
group.
was the whole point of the rideshare garage.
We're
To
a very
move
diverse
away
group.
Everybody
from
here- Everybody here brings a little something different to the table.
Yeah, no, I
know,
think
and-
you guys are doing a really good job, and
Thanks,
I-
brother. Thanks.
I think you cannot have to look at the bigger picture as a channel owners or content creators, whatever you want to call yourselves. Is that stuff that you guys put out is important stuff, but it may not be fun or interesting stuff. However,
That's me.
However, within a huge market that is gig economy, you could be niche, but that niche is all still 1 million to 2 million people, right? That's a
Right.
lot of eyeballs. It's not going to come tomorrow, right? It's not going to happen because I want to have 300,000 subs already. But to me, I rather grow slowly, right?
Yeah.
And
So you
keep
can
all
manage.
those subs and keep them engaged, as opposed to, oh, look at this video, how cute, and then I forgot about you anyway. So
Yeah.
don't look at I hit my 1,000 sub level, I'm monetizing. Don't look at that stuff. Those things will come, right? If you do the right things, if you build it, they will come. Honestly. So
Yes, sir.
that's my
Yes,
attitude
sir.
with our channel. Although I may not be there in 2 weeks, but that's what
You might. You ain't going nowhere.
no.
Hey,
I'm gonna have to go back. Hey Eddie, I needed the beep. I needed the
See,
sound.
and what I
effect,
do
bro.
with most of my
when
content on my
Sergio says
channel,
that, you got to be like beep.
my
Okay.
content on my channel, I try to give people confidence to invest into a tool set so you can actually fix your car, fix your door handle, fix something. Because if you actually make the investments of saving money, like you go to a shop and pay $1,100 for something you can do for $200, that's a $900 gap that you don't have to come up with now.
That's 1 week of driving. That's 1 week.
Exactly. And like I said, I did all the brakes on my BMW for like $100 total for front and back. I don't even want to know what the dealership charges for that car. I don't even want to know.
Yeah.
But I know it's more than $100.
Oh,
And it's
absolutely.
like,
Absolutely.
yeah, so I tell people you got to capitalize on gaining the knowledge and the confidence, and because this is what we do for a living. We drive these cars for a living. There's going to be some wear and tear. So you've got to learn how to fix these cars on your own. Take a Saturday and call it a maintenance day. Go down to AutoZone, buy an alternator, buy a water pump. Just do it yourself. It's not as hard as what people think. They just don't got the confidence to do it. In my channel, I try to give people the confidence to say, hey, it's just 4 bolts is all you need to worry about. Don't look at the engine as a big engine. You're looking at 4 bolts. That's it. And you get it out and put it on in, you're done.
We're gonna take your motivational TED talk. We need to make a playlist so Uber drivers can play it while they're driving.
All right, so
Damn.
So we're
Nice.
gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah,
Kiarra,
that's funny, Ron.
I really need to apologize. I need to
TED
apologize
Talks.
to you two tonight, because we didn't get a lot of stuff going with Eddie tonight, and I know he's on the cusp of
50,000, baby. 50,000
buy a
bucks.
Tesla. He's in that mode where he's ready to buy that car and
50,000 bucks.
put the rental to bed and start making his dream, his goals start to come reality. And Kiarra, I know I asked offline. I haven't looked at the storm. I took it off, but I know you're gonna be fine. Like I say, just head west. Eddie will be waiting for you, arms open. You'll be the first one to ride in his new Tesla.
Yeah.
Phoenix, Texas. Where are you, Sergio? LA? We're in Cali.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have Ron is in Florida, so don't go there.
What? What does that mean?
Yeah, what the hell
Don't
does
get.
that mean, Eddie?
They should no go. They'll put you. Don't go to Ron's and don't go to Vinny's. You're gonna be in the middle of the storm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
No. Okay.
You know
That's what I
what?
mean.
You know
Everybody
what?
else is
Eddie,
just not there.
Eddie,
Hey,
don't hate the
there's too
player,
many
hate the game, buddy.
alligators.
Don't hate the player, hate the
Alligators.
game.
They don't bite, man. They just
Yeah,
Anyways.
they just nibble.
All right, guys.
All right,
thank
so
you, thank you, thank you, thank
we
you.
do this. The way we end this up. First of all, Sergio, I'm gonna say thank you for coming on the show, brother. You're welcome here anytime you want.
Thank you, man.
If you tell me send the invite every Wednesday night, if you can make it, you make it. If you can't, we understand. But what we do is every we wrap it down real quick. 30 seconds left. One tip for everybody watching. You give them one tip that you think is important to them today. You're
I
up
said
first.
it at the start. I'm going to repeat it at the end. The 3 Ps. I've used it in pretty much every aspect of my life, including trading, by the way. Patience, position, and planning. You got to have the 3 Ps. You could be Uber driving. You could be stock trading. Honestly, you could be even doing any kind of sports. You got to, you can't swing at the first pitch you see. You just got to have the patience to be successful. And planning, obviously, I mean, in what world, if you're cooking something, you need planning, you need stuff together, right? And position, I mean, Vinny, you know that, right? You got the right position or the wrong position, and your gut will tell you first, but then your pocket will follow, and then you'll be like, oh shit, I should have taken that.
Amen to that.
So to me, it's
Have
like
that
the
stop
3
loss
Ps,
ready to go.
the 3 Ps, baby. Yeah. So to me,
All
that's
right.
the most important thing.
And I think that's awesome, Jeff. That sounds like a T-shirt waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, what you got, Mr. J. Watts?
I'm going to say, make sure, I always say something like this, take care of your mental health. We are absorbing a lot of people problems all day, every day. We are, like you said, we are basic mobile therapists pretty much. We take on a lot of problems. We hear about a lot of issues. And sometimes we could take on so much of that, it becomes us for the next passenger. So make sure you absorb it, release it, let it go before the next one in, because you can give yourself a really rough day if you're holding in a bunch of people's animosity, anger, and problems, and you're carrying that through, and you become a really rough, abrupt driver, and you don't want to, it's going to run you down. You don't want to do that to yourself. Look out for your mental health out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I agree. Eddie.
Ooh.
Eddie.
All right. Yeah,
Eddie.
mine. Okay. All right. When things get rough, just stick to the plan, stick to the goal. And once you reach it, then go with it. The reason why I drive the Tesla is because I have no choice, and I made a decision. I had, in between the gas and or the Tesla, the gas was coming out to be exactly almost the same thing as me renting the Tesla. So that's why I just stuck with the Tesla. But the idea was me working so hard is so I can achieve what I just achieved now, which was the loan to buy a car. And then I'm gonna keep it going to then buy another one. So just stick to the goal, stick to the plan, work it until you get there, and then eventually you'll reach it. But you gotta be patient.
Congrats, Eddie. Congrats.
Yes, sir, Eddie. I
Time
agree
to
with you there,
elevate.
buddy.
Time to elevate.
All right, Kiarra, the queen of the Rideshare Garage, the commander-in-chief.
Queen Kiki.
All right. Well, since I've been doing Uber Eats in like a couple different states, I couldn't really make this judgment until I got to Georgia, and then it kind of hit me, especially during this election time. But what I noticed was I no longer can make as much money as I used to in the blue counties, the liberal counties, as I'm making in the red counties, the conservative ones. I make a ton more money in conservative counties. I lived in New Jersey, so it was that whole state is blue, but I had, like he was saying, patience. If you had patience in the red counties, you made more money per hour. But if you were in the blue counties, you got a lot of rides, but they weren't paying as
The
high.
money wasn't good.
Right. So what I do down here is I go, 30, 40 minutes out of the blue counties. And those are the counties I've noticed, especially since I've seen the map now and how things broke up this last election cycle. everywhere that I'm making money is a predominantly like 90% red county. And I feel like conservatives tend to treat drivers more as a luxury service, where in those blue counties, they tend to treat you as public transportation. So
Facts.
that's
Another one.
That's a
That's
another
whole
gem.
nother gem.
It
Oh
has to
my
deal with
God.
it has to deal with,
This woman.
median income of the area, median income. It has to deal
You
with
gotta
equity
go
in the
for-
area. When you have a lot of apartments versus a lot of people that actually own their
exactly
homes,
what I
you've
was
got to
going
look at equity in the area.
about those blue counties is they're filled with apartments.
Yeah,
Whereas
you look
red
at equity.
counties are filled with houses. So you're getting easier, more high paying rides up in those red counties. You might have to wait a little bit, but when the ride comes in, it's $10 and up. When you're in the blue counties, you're not going to have to wait. There's going to be rides coming in, but they're going to be $5, $8, $7, an occasional 15. But when you get there, you're going to see an apartment. Another thing is try to get to know your area and the street crossings. I pay a lot of attention to the street crossings when I take those back roads, and you can tell when the order comes in if it's an apartment or not, because it'll say, like, let's say the apartment's called the Avalon, the street crossing will be Avalon Lane to Avalon Road. So I already know, since that's the name of an apartment, that's probably going to be an apartment delivery. So I automatically bump that one out because I don't want to be bothered with going through.
Just being efficient. Just
And
being
then for
efficient.
houses, they're not going to say the same name. They're going to say like Drury Lane with Smith Avenue. So that's how I know it's a house. And if it just says across the bottom, like Adams Lane, and Adams Lane is like a busy highway or a stretch of road, then that's most likely a business.
Yeah.
Or somewhere on the highway. Because if
When
it's
is this video?
It's just learning your market. Learning your market.
Where is this
see what I
video
mean,
at?
Sergio?
Where is this ebook? Where is this ebook?
That's just learning your
No,
market.
this
That's knowing what you're dealing
This
with.
is not
Yeah.
only learning the
Where's this
market.
damn
I'm like-
ebook?
No, but yes, it's learning
I'm
the
literally
market.
looking for
But this
all
is
the
more
red
than learning the
states.
market. This is
right
more
house.
than learning the market.
Yeah.
So
She's learning the
This is
demographics.
more
She's
than
learning
Republicans
what you're
get better.
He's
This
going
woman is
deep in research. No, this is science.
This is just how my brain
Oh,
works. That's why it's
Kiarra, you got to do your E and like, yo.
See,
Hey, that's learning the demographics.
All right.
No,
Ron,
what you got,
Ron,
Ron?
Ron, you got to
Ron,
follow
no.
that, bro.
Ron has to stop.
Ron, you got to follow that, bro.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
You gotta follow that,
I moved
Ron.
the computer too
You
quick.
can't come up with no
Excited.
shit like watch out for alligators in the road. No, we don't want to hear that. Come better than that.
Hold up, bro. You seen the
I got
size of
too
our gators
excited.
down here? Wait. Have you seen the size of these gators down here?
Oh, you sent me a picture, Vinny. I was like, what the?
We talking about 12,
we got
15
stray
footers.
cats in Arizona. We got stray cats. Y'all got like 9-foot alligators in your driveway. Shit's a little different.
Bro, you can bring them scorpions and coyotes all you want. I'm good.
Man.
Oh,
I'm
my
good.
God.
Go ahead, Ron. Drum
He's
roll,
stuck,
Ron.
bro.
Drum roll.
He's stuck.
Listen,
Hold on.
I'm here.
Hold on.
I'm here. I just was too. I'm out of words of the fact what Kiarra just said. I'm sorry. Anyway, hey, just review your goals.
He gave the playbook, man. She gave the playbook for free,
She
man.
gave the whole thing for free, and then I'm looking at Sergio because he's like, "What's going on?"
No, I knew that already. I second you. I second the motion, Kiarra. Republicans tip better. There you go. I said it. You didn't have
They
to say it.
do. When Trump was running for 2020 down over here, people were coming down to Fort Lauderdale, and all the people with the Trump hats, "Make America Great Again." I'm not going to even apologize. $10-$20 tips were coming from them down in downtown Miami and Brickell, which was supposedly right now is a little bit more
Big
red,
money.
before it's blue
Big
and
money.
Brickell, they were a little more cheap. Anyway,
Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. It happens.
So what? Wait.
Yeah.
What's the tip? Where's your tip of the week?
Well, this is what I've been doing lately. So I had to really reassess my goals and look at them week by week. That was for me based off what's going on in the market. So always make sure you look at your goals, see if you need to adjust so you can meet them. Because what I notice is that I'll make a goal, even though the goal could be met, I may not meet it. And then just for me, myself, as a goal-oriented person, I would feel as if I didn't make it. I'm like, oh, dang, I missed it by $10. So always adjust. So when you meet it, you always have that energy to get to the next one every time. That's it.
There you go.
There you go.
The pivot. The pivot is real.
That's it.
And for myself, all I'm gonna say is subscribe to everybody's channel on here, because everybody's taking their time out to come here. They want to help. If they didn't want to help, if we were a selfish group, we'd be in the back room playing poker with the hat on and be like, we know what to do, and we ain't telling nobody. So check everybody out, subscribe to everybody, because it's important for everybody. And that's my tip. I will follow up with one thing with Kiarra, though, because we brought it up last week. Not only that's cheating. You hear this, Steven? I'm not cheating, bro. I'm not cheating.
Yeah.
Part of what Kiarra's saying is, not only do they pay better and the rides pay better, but Uber and Uber Eats and Lyft and all of them charge more in those areas. It's just like the same ride you take on a Wednesday night, it's going to cost you about 60 to 80% more on a Friday night. The exact same ride. Uber and Lyft and Uber Eats and DoorDash, they charge more when it's a premier time. So it's the same thing with the neighborhoods. If I go to my home neighborhood of Carroll City, right, and somebody orders a Lux ride, and I go to Weston and get that same Lux ride, you know who's paying more? It's Weston. Weston's Wela, baby. That's where all the money is, right? If I go to Carroll City, ain't nobody got no money down there. So the ride's going to be what it should be. Hey, bro, that's my neighbor. I was there way before.
I know, but
that's my hood. And so, but it's true. It's absolutely true.
That is the hood, though.
They charge people they believe have more money. They charge them more, and in turn, the driver, in effect, should be making a little more. And like you said, Kiarra, the tips are going to be better. So I hear you.
The menu prices are higher up there too. Even if it's the same restaurant chain, I've noticed the prices are still higher up there. If it's not a big brand name, it's like a mom and pop, but it's like a chain in different areas. Those prices are higher than they would be.
100%. 100%. Louis Bossy and Boca at the Meisner Center is about 12% more, 15% more than Louis Bossy on Las Olas Boulevard. So
damn, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, straight up.
No, Louis Bossy and Boca is more expensive than the one in Las Olas?
Yeah.
100%.
Damn.
It ain't 100% more, but yes.
No, it's a little bit.
Yeah.
It's called market demographics, baby. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever you can get it for.
The money is the money, brother.
What Vinny said, I agree. But Uber and Lyft will deny that until they're blue in the face. That there is no discrimination. There is the algos are built to be discriminatory and very selective. But the thing is, everybody on the Uber side has a file. Every driver, every passenger, they have a file, and they exactly know what to charge and what to pay. So they do it.
Oh God! Oh man! You know what, Jeff? You ain't right for that one.
What did Jeff say? No, I missed it.
Jeff, you wasn't right for that one, bro.
Hey, Steven called you out. Steven called you out.
All right, y'all. So y'all hang tough for me for a minute. All right, we're gonna end this broadcast. I appreciate y'all joining us tonight. We will be back next week, Wednesday night, provided Jeff hasn't really blown it for the whole country and our internet now costs us 800% more than what it did tonight. You know, because Jeff might be able to change some brakes on a goddamn BMW, but he can't supply ink to the voting machine. That's all I got to say about that.
Hey, they didn't put that on the delivery. I tried to DoorDash that shit to them. They didn't put ink on the delivery.
I don't want to hear nothing about the passenger canceled. That's bullshit. All right, y'all. We're gonna end it up. Everybody send everybody home. We'll see y'all next week.
Thanks, Sergio, for coming through, my brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.